Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook, Hokage's Strongest Krypton Gold System. Chapter 41. It's okay, actually, everyone has a chance. Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly and encouraged everyone. Although Uchiha Kamizuki said so, he knew it in his heart. Among all the people present, those who have the opportunity to pass the ninja school graduation exam this time can be counted on one hand. There are only 3 people in total: Hyuga Hidden, Uchiha Yanquan and himself. Konoha's 40-year ninja school graduation exam is different from that of Uzumaki Naruto in the original book. At this time, the ninja school, the final level of the graduation exam, is required to persist for 5 minutes under the attack of the exam teacher. It's not like when Konoha was in the 60th year. At that time, the ninja school's graduation exam basically only needed to be able to perform the 3-body technique and some simple kunai and shuriken throws. As for liberal arts, judging from the fact that Uzumaki Naruto, a guy who can't even remember basic ninja knowledge, can pass, basically even a 0 score can pass. Moreover, according to Uchiha Kamizuki's observations over the years, he estimates that even Sarutobi Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage's liberal arts level, is like a 5th grade elementary school. After all, Hokage respects the world's strength, and this situation is completely understandable. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki thought that only the 3 of them could pass the ninja school graduation exam this time. Moreover, in the original book, in Konoha's 40 years, among those who were promoted to genin, there were no such acquaintances at all. According to Uchiha Kamizuki's memory, in the 41 years of Konoha, among the people who graduated from the ninja school, there were Might Guy and Shiranui Genma, these 2 guys. It was not until the 42nd year of Konoha that Ebisu, Uchiha Obito, Nohara Lin, Yuhihong, Kato Shizune, Sarutobi Asuma, Mitarashi Anko, Morino Ibiki and others really graduated from the ninja school. Well, Kamizuki, if you graduate from ninja school, can you? While Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking about the future situation of everyone present, Mitarashi Anko suddenly looked expectantly, and Uchiha Kamizuki asked. That's, when you are free, can you come back with us and share your cultivation experience? Ah, it's not easy to say, let's see the situation. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki hesitated a little. Uchiha Kamizuki's original plan was to do missions in Arashi after graduating from ninja school. Use the fastest time to complete enough tasks to meet the conditions for taking the Chunin exam, and then directly take the Chunin exam. Oh, after listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's answer, Mitarashi Anko obviously lowered his head in disappointment, and the whole person seemed a little gloomy. Cousin Kamizuki, you are too sensible. Just after Uchiha Kamizuki rejected Mitarashi Anko, Uchiha Obito couldn't help poking Uchiha Kamizuki's arm, and whispered. Cousin Kamizuki, you are too heartless. Don't you know that Anko has always liked you? What the hell? After listening to Uchiha Obito's words, Uchiha Kamizuki was a little dazed, he almost thought he was hallucinating. At this moment, Rin Nohara, who was sitting next to Uchiha Obito, also spoke at this time. Anko-san really likes Kami-san. Student Anko has been inquiring about you with me and Obito, but she knows that you are busy with cultivation, so she has always been embarrassed to disturb you. This time, knowing Kamizuki that you are about to graduate, she mustered up the courage to talk to you. Uchiha Kamizuki took a closer look, and Uchiha Obito and Nohara Lin glanced at each other, and found that the 2 of them didn't look like they were lying, so they couldn't help being a little stunned. He turned his head and looked at Mitarashi Anko not far away, and found that the current Mitarashi Anko has been wearing her favorite see-through outfit for more than 10 years. The see-through outfit of the female ninja in Konoha village is the kind of mesh mail armor worn under the windbreaker, which is quite large. This kind of mesh mail armor is actually a kind of close-fitting soft armor, which is woven from tough and thin metal wires, and has certain anti-cutting and anti-stabbing effects. In fact, many ninjas in Konoha wear them. For example, Jiraiya wears one under his old-fashioned armor. This kind of close-fitting soft armor can be worn as a close-fitting shirt by both male and female ninjas. In Konoha village, some unrestrained female ninjas do not reject wearing see-through outfits. Just like Mitarashi Anko in the original book, she wears mesh see-through clothes all day long and walks around with her chest open. In Shippuden, the female hooligan version of Hinata in Infinite Tsukuyomi is also wearing a see-through underwear version. Generally speaking, some mature female ninjas are able to realize the importance of netted mail. For example, Yuhi Hong and Terumi Mei, who have experienced such experiences. Many female ninjas who have fought in various fights will choose to wear zero. However, some younger and more conservative female ninjas will not wear them. They even choose other dressing styles due to the translucent and heavy resin of the mesh mail armor. It is precisely because of the impression of Mitarashi Anko's bold dressing style in the original book that Uchiha Kamizuki always thought that Mitarashi Anko was a bold, playful, noisy, and somewhat feminine type. However, what Uchiha Kamizuki didn't expect was that the current Mitarashi Anko is quite shy. Actually, Mitarashi Anko is pretty cute at this time. Speaking of which, she wasn't very ugly when she was in Shippuden. The more Uchiha Kamizuki looks at it, the more she thinks that the current Mitarashi Anko and the cute Yuhi Hong are pretty good little lolitas. It is said that loli has 3 advantages: light voice, soft body, and easy to push down. In this case, I can find an opportunity, and it would be good to accept Mitarashi Anko. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Mitarashi Anko, and then these thoughts appeared in his mind. Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly noticed that Mitarashi Anko focused his eyes on him, and opened his mouth, as if to say to him, 3 years of blood earning, the maximum death penalty. Hold. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but tremble all over, and cursed himself inwardly. When the hell did I become so evil? Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head, got rid of the absurd idea of his mind, and then looked at himself now. I'm only 6 years old now, it's useless to think about it, I can't even get hard. After complaining about himself, Uchiha Kamizuki decided to talk to Mitarashi Anko about his ideals and life in a while. It's not good to play a lowly nurturing plan. Although I don't need it now, it doesn't mean that I won't be able to use it in a few years. This hole can still be kept. Well, this one can be had. Uchiha Kamizuki thought in his heart. Uchiha Kamizuki only felt that his time was getting tighter now. According to his understanding of the plot of the original book, the Third Ninja War will break out in the 46th year of Konoha. And now it is the end of September of Konoha's 40th year, and there are still nearly 5 years before the real Third Ninja World War breaks out. If Uchiha Kamizuki wants to survive this Ninja World War, at least the strength of Jonin, or even elite Jonin, is needed. And in the 56th year of Konoha, that is, when Uchiha Itachi was 13 years old, the Uchiha clan will usher in the Night of Genocide. That is to say, in 19 years, Uchiha Kamizuki must be promoted to at least Kage level to be able to survive the ensuing crisis. Well, maybe not knowing the plot can make you live a little more comfortably. Uchiha looked around, the group of carefree brats, and shook his head weakly. Uchiha Kamizuki said in his heart that he is not envious, it is impossible. However, Uchiha Kamizuki knows the follow-up plot and all kinds of dangers that are coming, which makes Uchiha Kamizuki's heart always full of a sense of crisis. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki is always very afraid. He is afraid that once he stops, he will be swallowed by the ubiquitous crisis. I want to become stronger, so strong that I can completely control my own destiny. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki's thoughts became more and more firm. Afterwards, Uchiha Kamizuki and other students went to find Mitarashi Anko after a simple meal. Faced with Uchiha Kamizuki's sudden visit, Mitarashi Anko looked very surprised, with a slight face, not daring to take the initiative to talk to Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki has basically determined that Mitarashi Anko may be real, and some like him. In line with the idea of seeking benefits for himself after a few years, Uchiha Kamizuki plans to try a lowly nurturing program here at Mitarashi Anko. Anko, can we talk alone? Uchiha Kamizuki was very direct and extended an invitation to Mitarashi Anko. He felt that dealing with Mitarashi Anko, this little girl with a bigger fart, was not a sophisticated way of picking up girls. After all, the ninja world generally worships the strong, and Uchiha Kamizuki's appearance is still several grades stronger than Uchiha Sasuke in the original book. Moreover, at this time Uchiha Kamizuki is still the disciple and grandson of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, and he is even more famous in the ninja school. It can be said that the current Uchiha Kamizuki is a typical tall, rich and handsome, regardless of status, blood inheritance, or appearance and strength. The reason why there seems to be no fan base is mainly because he hardly ever shows up at ninja school. Therefore, facing Uchiha Kamizuki's separate invitation, Mitarashi Anko just felt flattered, and his words were a little awkward. Okay. Almost only a moment of hesitation, Mitarashi Anko chose to accept. Then let's go. After seeing Mitarashi Anko agreeing to come down, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't say much, turned around and walked out of the barbecue shop. Seeing this scene, Mitarashi Anko got up quickly, followed behind Uchiha Kamizuki, and walked out together. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki and Mitarashi Anko who left one after another, many male students showed envious expressions in their eyes. After all, on the ninja continent, there is basically a monogamous system. Moreover, regardless of men and women, after a person is generally identified, there is very little empathy. Now, Uchiha Kamizuki chose to go out with Mitarashi Beans this time, which means that they probably have no chance. On the side, Sarutobi Asuma looked brightly and eagerly, so he imitated Uchiha Kamizuki's tone, looked at Yuhi Hong with affectionate eyes, and said, "Hong, can we chat alone?" Hearing this, Yuhi Hong was a little dazed. She looked at Sarutobi Asuma who was holding a lollipop in her mouth. In her mind, the image of Uchiha Kamizuki inviting Mitarashi Anko appeared before her. As the saying goes, there is no harm without comparison. After a subconscious comparison in her mind, Yuhi Hong suddenly felt that the Sarutobi Asuma in front of her was really much uglier than usual, and she was in a bad mood instantly. Never. Yuhi Hong turned her head a little arrogantly, but at the same time, she was thinking in her heart, what is the difference between herself and Mitarashi Anko? Could it be, Kamizuki-san likes girls in see-through outfits? Suddenly, Kuroyuki thought of herself, or all the female classmates, who are different from Mitarashi Anko, they don't wear see-through costumes. Thinking about it, Yuhi Hong couldn't help lowering her head, glanced at her tightly wrapped body, and then thought about Mitarashi Anko wearing a see-through outfit, and really felt that she was a little less attractive. Should I try see-through costumes too? But it's embarrassing. In an instant, Yuhi Hong fell into the battle between heaven and man. And Sarutobi Asuma, who was left alone by Yuhi Hong, also fell into the battle between heaven and man at this time. This situation is not right. Sarutobi Asuma carefully recalled his previous actions. Well, the moves are exactly the same as God Uchiha. The lines are also exactly the same as Uchiha Kamizuki. The occasion is exactly the same as Uchiha Kamizuki. And, my emotions are even fuller and more in place than Uchiha Kamizuki. But why Hong didn't agree to me? It doesn't make sense. Sarutobi Asuma was very depressed. He kept recalling in his heart, thinking, trying, to find out the reason. In terms of family background, I am the son of 3rd Hokage, a direct blood relative, and my status is much stronger than that of Uchiha Kamizuki. In terms of strength, I'm still in the top 3, top 4 in my grade, not bad. In terms of looks, I'm much more masculine and handsome than that guy Uchiha Kamizuki. A real man, Omi. You said, you like people who are more powerful, more handsome, and more manly than me. I can bear it, and even change it for you. But, you like such an ugly guy like Uchiha Kamizuki. Sarutobi Asuma unconsciously imitated the habitual movements of his father, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, took out the lollipop in his mouth, showed a very melancholy expression, and sighed secretly in his heart. If you are like this, it will make it difficult for me, Hong. Not far from the kebab shop, on a small park bench. At this moment, Mitarashi Anko was sitting upright, sitting next to Uchiha Kamizuki with a flushed face. In Mitarashi Anko's mind, he is already dating Uchiha Kamizuki now. Therefore, she looked very shy, and even lowered her head a little at a loss, kneading the corner of her clothes. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki was even more sure that Mitarashi Anko really liked himself. However, there is a problem now. He is an old man who is close to 30 years old in 2 lifetimes, and now he is dating 10 6-year-old girls for the first time. In this case, how should the topic continue? What should we talk about? Do you want some physical contact? All these questions are waiting online, urgent. After being slightly embarrassed for a while, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that as a man, he still had to say something first. Before, Uchiha Kamizuki planned to ask the other party out to talk about ideals in life. If this is the case, then does he have to order dry goods, chicken soup for the soul or something? With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki sorted out his thoughts a bit, then focused his gaze on Mitarashi Anko and asked. Anko, what is your dream? What is your favorite thing? Ah, that. Mitarashi Anko did not expect that Uchiha Kamizuki asked such a high-level question as soon as he came up, and he was a little at a loss for a while. It's over, I didn't think of this question before. Student Kamizuki is so hardworking and self-motivated, he will definitely not like a girl who has no ideals and revenge. What should I do? Hurry up and come up with a lofty ideal. Mitarashi Anko was very anxious at this time, all kinds of messy thoughts in her mind flashed through her mind like lightning. She didn't know how to answer this question, and she was afraid that a wrong answer would lower her rating in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. And next to Mitarashi Anko, Uchiha suddenly felt that his embarrassment was about to be committed. Is it my own problem, which has risen to a level that Mitarashi Anko can't understand? Sure enough, Hitaki Kakashi, a single dog's routine, can't be learned. Uchiha Kamizuki hated it. He learned Hitaki Kakashi for the first time, on the roof of the ninja school, let the 7th class introduce his routines, to test Mitarashi Anko's basic preferences. What I didn't expect was, wow, there are too many accidents in life, and I was so confused by the other party's questioning. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was going to tell a bad joke to Mitarashi Anko to ease the awkward atmosphere, Mitarashi Anko suddenly raised his head. Mitarashi Anko looked at Uchiha Kamizuki firmly, and said with a serious face. My dream is to be a Hokage. Yes, I want to be the first female Hokage. While talking, Mitarashi Anko stared at the change of expression on Uchiha Kamizuki's face, secretly thinking arrogantly in his heart. HMPH, you must have been overwhelmed by my grand ideals and aspirations. Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't know what Mitarashi Anko really thinks. His mind is now full of the behavior and demeanor when Mitarashi Anko told his dream just now. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt that in his heart, it seemed that there were 10,000 beasts named grass mud horses rushing past madly. The guy next door to Spicy, Mitarashi Anko just now, how does that look and behave so much like Uzumaki Naruto? If Uzumaki Naruto hadn't been born at this time, I would have wondered if it was Uzumaki Naruto who came here to mess with me just now. Suppressing the discomfort in his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes and looked at Mitarashi Anko. After carefully confirming that she is not a product of the transformation technique of some boring person, Uchiha Kamizuki said. It is indeed a lofty ideal. Hehe. Being praised by Uchiha Kamizuki, Mitarashi Anko was obviously very happy, and her courage grew a lot. She turned around and asked Uchiha Kamizuki. Then, Kamizuki-san, what is your dream? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki could not help but smile lightly, and said. My dream is, to stop being a ninja. What? After listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's words, Mitarashi Anko couldn't help but widen his eyes, with a look of disbelief on his face. Uchiha Kamizuki himself possesses the powerful blood successor boundary of the Uchiha clan, and his own ninja talent is very good, and his practice is also very hard. In Mitarashi Anko's heart, he always felt that Uchiha Kamizuki's dream should be to become a powerful ninja like Hokage in the past. However, Uchiha Kamizuki's answer was that he didn't want to be a ninja anymore, which made Mitarashi Anko suspect that his ears had heard it wrong. Then, Mitarashi Anko looked at Uchiha Kamizuki and subconsciously asked. Why, I remember my father once telling me that a so-called ninja is someone who is constantly forced to make cruel choices. Once you become a ninja, you will always face choices between life and death, friends, missions, and love. I don't want to lose my family and friends again. I don't want to live alone anymore. So, I will try my best to become a strong man, even a ninja stronger than Mr. Hashirama, and use all my efforts to return to the ninja world. 0. Only the world is peaceful, there is no war, no contention, and the killing will subside. At that time, all talents will no longer need to be ninjas, and no longer need to worry about facing cruel choices one day. Uchiha Kamizuki's voice was calm and powerful, and it spread far away in the dark night. Like the ripples in the water, it fell into the forest of the park, and was heard by an Anbu ninja. The so-called ninjas are people who are often forced to be cruel. A person who chooses to be a ninja in order not to be a ninja anymore. Uchiha Kamizuki, you really deserve to be the ninja favored by the third generation. The Anbu ninja with a white dog head mask on his face couldn't help sighing in his heart. P.S. Let me explain. The main character is Sharingan, who was stimulated and awakened after being defeated by Sarutobi Asuma. Rather than what everyone thinks, there is Sharingan who was abused by Sarutobi Asuma. Going further, Sharingan is not omnipotent. From 1 Tomo Sharingan to 2 Tomo Sharingan, their role is only to improve the vision of the Uchiha family. Sharingan is useless for increasing chakra and enhancing physical strength, it can only improve the user's perception. Such a situation is great for improving high-level ninjas, but it has little effect on ninja students who don't even know ninjutsu. Because, even if you can react, your physical fitness can't keep up with your opponent. For this point, refer to the battle between Zebo Sasuke and Rock Lee. Kamizuki-san. After listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's words, Mitarashi Anko's heart was not only shocked, but also distressed. She knew that Uchiha Kamizuki was an orphan and his living conditions might not be good. However, she didn't know that the death of her parents left such a big impact on Uchiha Kamizuki. Kamizuki, I support you, I believe you can become Hokage, gain everyone's recognition, and realize your dream. Mitarashi Anko didn't know what to say at this moment. However, she felt that she should work hard to support Uchiha Kamizuki's dream and help him realize his dream. Anko, it's not that you can become a Hokage to be recognized by everyone, but a person who is recognized by everyone can become a Hokage. Hokage are not necessarily the strongest people in the village, but they are the ones who are at the forefront. Speaking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but pause, and turned to Mitarashi Anko, smiling and said, "You are still a long way from becoming Hokage." After the words fell, Uchiha Kamizuki got up directly, patted and touched Mitarashi Anko, with slightly purple hair, and said with a smile, "It's getting late, and I still have to prepare for tomorrow's graduation exam, so I won't be going back. Student Anko, you should go back early, and by the way, help me send a message to other students. I wish them all the best tomorrow and pass the exam smoothly." After speaking, Uchiha Kamizuki turned and left, walking towards the direction of his home. Looking at the back of Uchiha Kamizuki leaving, Mitarashi Anko only felt that his mood was unprecedentedly complicated. However, she does not reject this complicated feeling. Although, today's date is not the same as imagined, but it is really unforgettable. Mitarashi Anko tightened his fists, and then touched his hair that was touched by Uchiha Kamizuki just now. The corners of his mouth could not help but slightly evoked a happy arc, and turned towards the barbecue shop. What the hell, in fact, pretending to be aggressive is also very tiring. Uchiha Kamizuki felt a little bit about Mitarashi Anko's situation, and couldn't help thinking secretly. This time the impression left is deep enough, whether it is Mitarashi Anko, or the person who is hiding in the dark and watching me. Uchiha Kamizuki has always felt that someone is spying on him. Therefore, he always pays attention to his usual words and deeds, so as not to reveal the necessary flaws and capsize the ship in the gutter. Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't know which party is watching him. However, he had to show an appearance of absolutely supporting the will of fire. After all, this is the time when Sarutobi Hiruzen, at the gate of Konoha village, has the most influence. Uchiha Kamizuki has always believed that if you hug your thighs, you should naturally hug the thickest one. So, for a short period of time, Sarutobi Hiruzen is Uchiha Kamizuki's must-have thigh. Uchiha Kamizuki believes that after Sarutobi Hiruzen's ears of his today's argument, Sarutobi Hiruzen will definitely judge him as the successor of the Will of Fire. After all, in the ninja world, in addition to believing in the strong or respected, people also have a strong obsession with those so-called bonds. Even those rebels, they rarely have lone wolf-like lone walkers, and they often have to find an organization or a partner. Just like what Gaara said in the original book, people are no match for loneliness. A pervert killer like Onijin Zabuza or Shigego can't stand loneliness. The former adopted a beautiful little boy, Minazukashiro, while the latter had an eye for Kagaya Kimimaro, and under his persuasion, he defected to Orochimaru. Therefore, the stronger the rebel ninja, the easier it is to organize a team and gather a large group of rebel ninjas outside the ninja village as minions to establish an organization. Especially for a person like Orochimaru, who has both strength and a bit of wisdom, and the unique leadership qualities of a smart person, people who follow him wholeheartedly will flock to him. This is why Uchiha Kamizuki, in front of Mitarashi Anko, erected an image of himself with lofty goals. Because whether a strong person is worthy of following or not, apart from strength, the most important thing is to see whether this person is reliable or not, and whether he has a clear goal. A casual strong man like Jiraiya, even if he tries his best to teach Konan and Nagato, but because he is not a righteous person, he has no ideal reason in his mind except voyeurism. As a result, not only did the apprentices refuse to follow him wholeheartedly, but they also killed Jiraiya, an idiot master, as an obstacle. In the original book, when Pain met Jiraiya, he said that he still hadn't made any progress, but he himself had grown from a mortal to a god. On the other hand, Orochimaru, who is also one of Sannin, has a huge number of followers, and basically they are all seedlings with good potential. In fact, people with discerning eyes can see through at a glance that Orochimaru, the selfish lion majesty, only wins people over to take advantage of them. However, there are still many people who are willing to be used by him, and even take pride in being useful. This is mainly because the entire ninja world is too cruel. Even if they are deceived and used by a strong person who can shelter them, it is better than wandering alone, finally dying on the street in loneliness. Orochimaru's ideal is very selfish and unreliable, but even so, it is better than Jiraiya who has no clear direction and no goal. The reason why Yakushi Kabuto follows Orochimaru wholeheartedly is because he has lost his direction in life, and Orochimaru can just give him such a direction. Therefore, Yakushi Kabuto will hold Orochimaru as his life-saving straw, let him have a direction to go, even if this direction is wrong. Therefore, no matter whether Uchiha Kamizuki wants to do a big business or win over a group of female fans who are willing to follow him wholeheartedly, he must have strong strength and lofty ideals. After all, on the continent of ninja school, no one would be willing to follow a man without strong strength and lofty ideals. And things went exactly as Uchiha Kamizuki expected. After that, Anbu ninja passed on Uchiha Kamizuki's words to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen was careless immediately, thinking that Uchiha Kamizuki is the second Uchiha tribe after Uchiha Kagami who can transcend the limitations of one tribe and inherit the will of fire. The next day, early morning, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito left early for ninja school. Today, Uchiha Obito is very rare not to go around doing good deeds, because today is the graduation exam of ninja school. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito came to the ninja school. Uchiha Kamizuki found that the atmosphere of today's ninja school is rather depressing, without the laughter of the past. The students who came and went all had serious expressions on their faces. It's really an examination room like a battlefield. Infected by the surrounding atmosphere, Uchiha Kamizuki inexplicably has a feeling that he went to take the college entrance examination in his previous life. In such a serious atmosphere, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Obito soon came to the classroom. 10 minutes later, the class bell rang, and Uehara Ida, who also had a serious face, opened the door and walked in. Those who sign up for the graduation exam, follow me immediately, and others can study by themselves. Uehara Ida glanced at the students in the class, and there was some sadness in his voice. After all, he has also taught these students for more than 2 years. And after the graduation exam this time, several students will leave again, and some sadness is inevitable. Uchiha Kamizuki got up directly and walked towards the podium. At the same time, Uchiha Kamizuki found that Uchiha Yanquan, Hyuga Hiden, Mitarashi Anko, Sarutobi Asuma, Nohara Lin, Uchiha Obito, Might Guy, these few familiar people stood up. Besides a few of them, there were 1 or 2 other students who were not familiar with them, who also stood up and walked towards the front of the podium. The ninja school has regulations that the application for the graduation examination is entirely voluntary by the ninja students. After all, if you are not strong enough to take the graduation exam for ninja school, it is just a waste of time to go through the motions, and it is completely unnecessary. This time, so many ninja students applied to take the graduation exam of the ninja school, which was beyond Uchiha Kamizuki's expectation, especially Uchiha Obito. This guy is probably still afraid of Nohara Lin. After passing the ninja school graduation exam this time, there will be no chance to form a team with him again. After glancing at Uchiha Obito, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shaking his head. He estimated that in the graduation exam, Uchiha Obito, this guy, will bear more than 90% of the jokes again. Is there anyone else who wants to take the graduation exam? Uehara Ida glanced at it, and among the other students in the class, those who were still hesitating couldn't help asking. After waiting for about a minute, after making sure that no one was going to participate, Uehara Ida turned around and led the way out of the classroom. Soon, Uehara Ida brought Uchiha Kamizuki and others to the examination room for the graduation examination of the ninja school. At this time, there were quite a few people in the entire examination room, roughly more than 100 candidates. This time, the ninja school graduation exam is divided into 2 rounds. The first round is to test kunai and shuriken throwing. You can pass with 80 points. The second round is the real focus. You have to be undefeated for 5 minutes under the supervision of a Chunin examiner before you can pass all of them. After arriving at the examination room, Uehara Ida briefly introduced the rules of the ninja school graduation examination, and then pointed to a shuriken and kunai training on the left-hand side of everyone and said with a smile, "Okay, you guys go directly to take the first round of exams." Yes. Upon hearing the words, a group of students immediately responded in unison, and then rushed to the first round of examination room. The second round of exams is too difficult, Uchiha Obito said to Uchiha Kobe while walking. "Cousin, that's a Chunin level examiner. Are you sure you can pass the ninja school graduation exam this time?" As soon as Uchiha Obito said these words, all the students who came to take the exam all pricked up their ears, listening intentionally or unconsciously. After all, the Uchiha gods are the strongest of them all. If Uchiha Kamizuki is not sure, then they don't have to join in the fun, and go back to their respective houses directly. It's better not to lose this person. Haha, just persist for 5 minutes, in fact, it's not very difficult. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly, and then said, "After all, it's just the graduation exam of the ninja school, and it's not a real battle on the battlefield. The examiners only use genin level strength. The reason why Chunin was asked to be the examiner is to better control the strength of the shot so as not to hurt us. Why? Therefore, don't be fooled by his name as Chunin, just treat them as genin." As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki finished speaking, the other students started talking. "I see, I thought I was really going to fight Chunin. In this case, we still have a chance. As expected of Uchiha Kamizuki, you are really amazing." Uchiha Kamizuki is so straightforward, he saw through the real purpose of this exam, amazing. God again, this guy. Among the team, Uchiha Yanquan looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who made a splash before the exam started, and couldn't help but secretly clenched his fists, feeling very upset. However, after listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's explanation, Uchiha Yanquan also relaxed a lot. Because, he had the same idea as the others before, thinking that he was going to have a hard fight with a Chunin level examiner, and he didn't have any confidence in his heart. In fact, there is Hyuga hidden who has the same mentality as Uchiha Yanquan. "I will definitely pass the ninja school graduation exam this time, and then beat you in front of everyone." Glancing at Uchiha Kamizuki at the front, Hyuga hidden touched the chicken in the dragon on his forehead. No, it was the caged bird curse Haojiao seal, and the hatred in his heart surged. "I also want to prove to all the members of the Hyuga family that even the members of the branch house can climb the peaks that their family cannot climb." Soon, a group of people with different thoughts arrived at the examination room for the first round of examinations. Without making everyone wait for a long time, it will soon be everyone's turn to take the exam. There are 2 types of kunai throwing tests. The first is throwing on flat ground. Hitting the bullseye 100 meters away is 100 points, and the others are in descending order. The second type is jump throwing, and the scoring mechanism is the same as the first type. Next, Uchiha Obito. While Uchiha Kamizuki was observing the strength of other candidates who took part in the graduation exam, the examiner Chunin, who was in charge of kunai throwing, had already begun to roll the roll. What? The first one is me. Uchiha Obito, who was named, was a little dumbfounded, and a pair of eyebrows drooped weakly. Next, Uchiha Obito. While Uchiha Kamizuki was observing the strength of other candidates who took part in the graduation exam, the examiner Chunin, who was in charge of kunai throwing, had already begun to roll the roll. What? Why was I the first person? Uchiha Obito, whose name was called, immediately looked dazed, and his palms were sweating. If it's embarrassing in front of so many people and Lin, The more Uchiha Obito thought about it, the more nervous he felt, and his body became a little stiff. He stepped on mechanical dance steps, and his body went straight to the throwing position. Just when Uchiha Obito accepted the kunai given to him by the examiner with a dull gaze, Rin Nohara in the crowd spoke. Obito, come on. Uchiha Obito couldn't help turning his head when he heard the words, and saw his goddess, Rin Nohara, who was squinting her eyes at this time, showing him a charming smile, and at the same time made a gesture of cheering. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Obito was very moved, and then his confidence increased greatly, and then he turned around suddenly, looking firmly at the distant target. I will never let you down, Lin. With this in mind, Uchiha Obito immediately opened Sharingan, and then raised his state to the peak. Call out, call out, call out. In just an instant, 5 sharp kunai flew out from Uchiha Obito's hands, like 5 jet black lightning bolts, and shot towards the poorly selected fixed target. The moment kunai let go, Uchiha Obito suddenly felt something in his heart. He only felt that his kunai throwing this time should be his only peak operation in such a long time. Lin will be proud of me. With this in mind, Uchiha Obito turned around abruptly, facing Rin Nohara behind him, showing a confident expression of, I'm here, no accident. The moment Uchiha Obito put on the most handsome pose in his life, the voice of Examiner Chunin came. One has 3 rings, 4 misses, and the total score is 10, failing. Grass. Hearing this, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but his eyes darkened, his body trembled suddenly, and he almost fell to the ground. Seeing this scene, there was an uproar in the examination room of the graduation examination of the entire ninja school, and almost all the candidates couldn't help it, and burst out laughing. Ha ha, I went, but I missed the target. Yes, you read that right, there are still 4. I've never heard of anyone missing a target during the ninja school's graduation exam. The Uchiha clan is really talented. Master Examiner, I request that this guy be taken out of the examination room. Yes, this guy is too funny, it has already affected my ability to perform normally. Yes, I, Uchiha Obito, who was ridiculed by everyone, couldn't help but clenched his fist tightly, and his nails sank into the flesh. Lin will definitely look down on me. She will never trust me again and want to be Hokage's dream. In Uchiha Obito's heart, he felt a deep hatred for his own weakness. I must become stronger. The moment this idea appeared, Uchiha Obito's Sharingan suddenly vibrated. I saw Uchiha Obito, in the original Scarlet Eyes, a pair of jet black single hooks, faintly showing signs of being about to split. Obito, it's okay. At this moment, Nohara Rin's voice rang in Uchiha Obito's ears again. Hearing this, Uchiha Obito couldn't help raising his head, and looked at Nohara Rin who appeared in front of him. The hatred in his heart disappeared immediately, and the change of Sharingan immediately stopped. Lin, looking in front of him, Nohara Rin seemed to be shining like an angel. The darkness in Uchiha Obito's heart suddenly disappeared, and the Sharingan was closed unconsciously. Immediately, Uchiha Obito couldn't help showing a vigorous and signature smile to Nohara Rin, nodded desperately, and said with absolute certainty. Next time, I will definitely pass the ninja school graduation exam. After all, I'm going to be Hokage's man. On the opposite side, Nohara Rin couldn't help but smile back when she heard the words, and said, well, I trust you, Obito. Just when Uchiha Obito and Nohara Rin were showing their love, the examiner Chunin couldn't bear it anymore, and couldn't help shouting. Enough. Next one, Ju Shang. When Hyuga heard the words, he immediately walked out with his head held high, and at the moment when he crossed with Uchiha Obito's figure, Hyuga couldn't help but sneered. Has the Uchiha clan degenerated to this extent? You, After Uchiha Obito heard Hyuga Hiden's words, he couldn't help but stare fiercely, looked at Hyuga Hiden, and said, "What kind of Uchiha? I don't know, I only know that in this class, there are 3 people from the Uchiha family, and you can't beat 2 of them." This time, it was directly replaced by Hyuga Hiden, who started to stare and was speechless. After all, Uchiha Obito, this guy, is telling the truth. Seeing this, Hyuga Hiden was so angry that he couldn't speak. Uchiha Obito couldn't help but raised his head proudly, then walked past Hyuga Hiden gracefully and returned to the team. On the side, Hyuga's face turned blue due to the weather, and his white eyes became even whiter. He wanted to go up immediately and kill this guy Uchiha Obito. Just when Hyuga was about to erupt every day, the examiner Chunin, who presided over the exam, couldn't help shouting with a slightly dark face. "Next, Hyuga Raiden." Snort. With a cold snort, Hyuga Rishin couldn't help but glared at Uchiha Obito again, and walked into the examination room. Call. Reaching out to accept the examiner Chunin, Hyuga couldn't help taking a deep breath of the kunai that was handed over to him. Just when Hyuga adjusted his state to the peak state and was about to start throwing kunai, there was another burst of discussion around. "This kid from the Hyuga clan is not the same as the guy from the Uchiha clan before. I think it's enough. After all, the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan have always been equally famous. Yes, it makes sense. I think this guy is probably a master of off-target grass." After listening to these discussions, on Hyuga Hiden's forehead, a big black, character could not help but emerge. Uchiha. Hyuga Rishin was filled with hatred in his heart, and he squeezed his fists fiercely. He had a million words of MMP in his heart, and he didn't know whether to say it or not. After exhaling a foul breath, Hyuga threw out both hands at the same time. 5 kunai flew out one after another, and went straight to the fixed target 100 meters away. Boom, boom, boom. The 5 kunai almost fell on the target in no particular order. 3 hit the bull's eye, and the other 2 were also in the 9 rings. "I'm going. This guy is interesting." "Not necessarily. Whether it's good or not is just luck." "That's right. In the next round this guy won't do it." Before speaking satirically about Hyuga Rishin's other candidates, after seeing Hyuga Rishin's first round results, he couldn't help but look a little ugly. Before they were still talking about Hyuga's rubbish, but now Hyuga's performance made his face hurt. Luck. When Hyuga heard the words every day, he couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth, turned around suddenly, and then ran forward suddenly, then turned around instantly, jumped up, and shot 5 kunai with both hands again. Boom, boom. Not surprisingly, all 5 kunai hit the distant target. However, among the 5 kunai this time, only 2 hit the red heart, and the rest were around 7 or 8 rings. Hyuga Rishin, with a comprehensive score of 80, "I have passed." At this moment, the Chunin examiner nodded with satisfaction, recorded Hyuga's daily results, and then asked Hyuga to go aside to continue the second round of practical exercises. As long as Hyuga passes the second round of practical training every day, then he is a qualified genin. Before leaving, Hyuga Hiden first gave Uchiha Obito a contemptuous look. Immediately, Hyuga gave Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan a provocative look at the same time, and then left gracefully. Next, Uchiha Kamizuki. Just then, the Chunin examiner finally read Uchiha Kamizuki's name. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki did not hesitate, and went directly to the shooting range. "Kamizuki-san, Nishio. Kamizuki, come on." Almost at the moment when Uchiha Kamizuki came out, Yuhihong and Mitarashi Anko cheered Uchiha Kamizuki almost in no particular order. After hearing the sound of cheering, Yu couldn't help but look back, and was immediately shocked. "All go. When did Yuhihong become so avant-garde?" Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Yuhihong, who was wearing a mesh see-through outfit and a short leather jacket today, and her temperament changed drastically. She couldn't help being surprised. However, the evening sun is red like this, it really has a different taste. In his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but compare the cute Yuhihong in the past with the current Yuhihong, which is a little bit pissed off. After a while, I have to go to Shihahong and talk about my heart. Uchiha Kamizuki threw the kunai in his hand while thinking about it. Boom. The 5 kunai hit the target, but only one sound came out. Amazing. Seeing this scene, many candidates gasped in amazement. Even the examiner Chunin, who was in charge of the test, couldn't help but look at Uchiha Kamizuki one more time, looking forward to his next performance. After throwing the first round of kunai, Uchiha Kamizuki turned around directly, and at the same time, 5 throws came out of his hand suddenly. Afterwards, Uchiha Kamizuki no longer paid attention to this place, and went directly to the second round of exams. What a confident brat. Seeing this scene, the Chunin examiner couldn't help but shook his head helplessly, and after taking a look at the target, he announced loudly. Uchiha Kamizuki, the overall score is 100 points, excellent. So handsome, amazing, as expected of Uchiha Kamizuki. One after another exclamation sounded continuously after Uchiha Kamizuki left. Hateful. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Yanquan couldn't help but look ugly. He was robbed of the limelight. Next, Sarutobi Asuma. Although the kunai throwing test is still going on, most people's attention is now on Uchiha Kamizuki. My god, why did I appear at such an embarrassing time? Sarutobi Asuma glanced around. Seeing the empty examination room, his face was as black as the bottom of a pot. Look at me, red. Sarutobi Asuma looked at Hong's back, not to mention the disappointment in his heart, and couldn't help but smile. Baby's heart is blue and thin. Move faster, don't dawdle. The Proctor Chunin examiner looked at Sarutobi Asuma, who had been in a daze, and couldn't help but turn a little dark, and immediately shouted. Are you still taking the exam? Hearing this, Sarutobi Asuma came back to his senses, looked at examiner Chunin in front of him, his face became darker, and sneered. Don't tell me you don't know my daddy, third Hokage. Well, facing Sarutobi Asuma's trump card, Chunin, who was in charge of the exam, suddenly felt sweaty on his forehead. He didn't know how to answer the question, and was a little dazed for a while. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help raising his head, glanced at this Chunin examiner, and finally regained a trace of balance. Shua. Immediately, Sarutobi Asuma threw the 5 kunai in his hand at random, but naturally all of them missed the target. However, Sarutobi Asuma didn't care at all, but looked at the examiner Chunin in front of him with a faint smile, and put on an expression of, you can figure it out yourself. This. The invigilating examiner Chunin frowned fiercely and glanced around. When he realized that most people's attention was almost not here, he gritted his teeth and announced, MNMM. Sarutobi Asuma, the overall score is 100 points, pass. Hearing this, Sarutobi Asuma couldn't help but nodded with satisfaction, and left the invigilator Chunin with an expression of, you're sensible, after which he swaggered away to find his Yuhihong to strike up a conversation. Meanwhile, in the Hokage office building of Hokage House, Hitaki Sakumo, Senju Tsunade, Shimura Danzo, Udatane Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, Namikaze Minato, etc., are high-level members of Konoha, or elite ninjas. They were passing Sarutobi Hiruzen, on the crystal ball in front of them. After passing through the image projected by the telescope technique, they couldn't help but have weird faces, all of them suppressed smiles, obviously enduring very hard. Boy, Sarutobi Hiruzen was so angry that he couldn't even maintain Hokage's demeanor. He invited so many people today to see the graduation exam of the ninja school, mainly to let these people see Uchiha Kamizuki's performance and prove the correctness of his previous choice. However, this scene of Sarutobi Asuma really made his old face disappear. He really hated himself for being cheap. Why didn't he remove the screen after Uchiha Kamizuki finished the test, and insisted on seeing the situation of his son? Sakumo, send me an order to go down, and that kid Asuma will practice combat in a while, give him a hard hit. Sarutobi Hiruzen, with an old face that was rarely reddened, told Hitaki Sakumo, who was beside him. Just tell them I don't have this son. Well, Hitaki Sakumo glanced at the third Hokage-sama in front of him, and asked cautiously. Master Hokage, do you really stop thinking about it? Uchiha Kamizuki was unaware of the dramatic scene that took place in Hokage's office. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki's full attention has been placed on his second round of exams. You can use all your skills with the determination to kill me, as long as you can hold on to me for 5 minutes. Opposite Uchiha Kamizuki, a Chunin examiner with a big rosacea, said seriously to Uchiha Kamizuki. Otherwise, you will have to go back to the ninja school and study for another year. So, Uchiha Kamizuki, are you ready? Facing the question from the Chunin examiner, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly and said, "I'm ready to start." Conceited brat. When the Chunin examiner saw Uchiha Kamizuki, he still looked relaxed at the moment, and suddenly felt that his previous careful explanation was all in vain. 397. Originally planned to focus on defense, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki has Genin level strength, let him go. However, what Uchiha Kamizuki just said, making this a Chunin senior, decided to teach him a lesson and let him go back and study for another year. Now that you're ready, I'm going to attack. After the rosacea-nosed examiner Chunin finished speaking, he jumped back abruptly, and began to form seals in midair. Take it, boy. Fire-style great fireball technique. After landing, the examiner Chunin let out a roar, and then began to inhale, his chest puffed up, and he opened his mouth to spray out flames. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki rushed to form mudras with both hands, and then came first, and slammed his palms on the ground. Earth-style earth flow wall. Boom. After a burst of khaki ripples, a solid earth wall 3 meters high and 1 meter thick suddenly appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. However, with the great fireball technique imagined, the flame attack did not come. Oh my god, I can't let go of the skills after shouting, is the current operation so coquettish? Do you want your integrity as a teacher of the people? Is it really good for you to play cards out of routine? In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki's face changed suddenly, and a series of thoughts appeared in his mind one after another like a fleeting moment. However, the movement of Uchiha Kamizuki's body was not slow, and his figure suddenly shot out to the right, intending to avoid the attack from behind. The response is not bad, but the combat experience is still too bad. The rosacea-nosed Chunin examiner who appeared abruptly at Uchiha Kamizuki's position just now looked at Uchiha Kamizuki at the side with a playful smile on his face, and then disappeared into a puff of smoke. No, it's actually a clone. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki's complexion couldn't help changing, and then he felt that the soil under his feet loosened, and 2 hands suddenly stretched out from the ground, holding his ankle. Earth-style hard beheading technique. A strong pulling force came, and Uchiha Kamizuki was directly pulled to the ground, leaving only one head exposed. Not far from Uchiha Kamizuki, there was a burst of ripples on the ground, and the figure of examiner Chunin with a rosacea nose suddenly jumped out from under the ground. Afterwards, the Chunin examiner walked slowly, knelt down in front of Uchiha Kamizuki, patted his head, and then said with a slight smile, "The most important thing in a battle between ninjas is surprise, not 2 people acting like idiots, fighting ninjutsu there. You have to keep this in mind. Okay, I announce, Uchiha Kamizuki, you failed this round of exams, go back to ninja school for another year." Really, I don't think so. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki, who was still depressed, suddenly smiled, and said to the rosacea Chunin examiner in front of him, "Teacher, there is a surprise behind you. No, this is the great fireball technique." No, Uchiha Kamizuki reminded, even without looking back, the rosacea Chunin examiner has already judged the ninjutsu attacking behind him just by virtue of years of combat experience. In the midst of a crisis, the hands of examiner Chunin with a rosacea nose fluttered like butterflies wearing flowers, and then they slapped the ground suddenly, causing a burst of khaki ripples. Earth-style dirt wall. Boom. The earth trembled, and a solid flat earth wall suddenly rose from behind the rosacea-nosed Chunin examiner, blocking the great fireball technique attacking behind him. Quote exclamation mark quote. Amidst a violent explosion, the earth wall was directly blasted and turned into rubble flying all over the sky. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the flying dust in front of him. Without saying a word, he took out a few kunai from his body and threw them out into the smoke. Clang, clang, clang. In the sound of metal and iron clashing, several kunai were directly blocked, and the previous rosacea Chunin examiner rushed out of the smoke and dust, and went straight to the Uchiha god. Well done. Sharingan, open. A scarlet color suddenly appeared in Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes, and then completely occupied his entire eyes. With the opening of 2 Tomo Sharingan, in the eyes of Uchiha Kamizuki, the figure of the rosacea-nosed examiner Chunin, who was originally so fast that he could not see clearly, suddenly became clear. Left. Schwanguyu turned slightly, and Uchiha Kamizuki predicted the position and direction of the opponent's attack based on the part of the muscle movements and changes in body posture captured by his Sharingan. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki changed his shape, dodged the opponent's attack, and then kicked out violently. What? Rosacea Chunin examiner looked startled. He didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki saw through the attack directly, then dodged without saying anything, and launched an attack on him. All this happened too suddenly. He rushed too hard before, and now he couldn't stop even if he wanted to. How old is this little devil? He actually activated 2 Tomo Sharingan, and his physical strength is so strong. Listening to the sharp piercing sound coming from the front, Examiner Chunin's face twitched slightly. It was too late for him to perform ninjutsu, so he could only raise his hands, block in front of him, and defend with all his power. Uchiha Kamizuki's one hit. How old is this little devil from the Uchiha clan, and he actually activated 2 Tomo Sharingan, and his physical strength is so strong. Listening to the sharp piercing sound coming from the front, Examiner Chunin's face twitched slightly. It was too late for him to perform ninjutsu now, so he could only stand in front of him with his hands upright, trying his best to defend against Uchiha Kamizuki's blow. Boom! Amidst the sound of flesh and blood clashing, Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose was immediately kicked away by Uchiha Kamizuki. This scene, it seems, is as if the Rosacea Chunin examiner himself bumped into Uchiha Kamizuki's attack. Inuzuka Kiba, four-legged technique. At the moment when Examiner Chunin with Rosacea was kicked away, Uchiha Kamizuki's mind moved again, and he activated the secret technique of the Inuzuka family, directly attaching chakra to his limbs, increasing his speed and attack power. Rock Lee, Infinite Flurry. After the four-legged technique was launched, Uchiha Kamizuki directly used Rock Lee's body technique, and his figure disappeared instantly. He came to the Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose, and his first fist was a set of extreme fast punches. Rosacea Chunin examiner. Boom, 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 boom. What a fast punch. Rosacea Chunin examiner was shocked. Uchiha Kamizuki's punching speed was too fast, even he was a bit reluctant to deal with it. No time to seal. Entangled by Uchiha Kamizuki with Tel Taijutsu, Rosacea Chunin examiner is already unable to escape using body replacement technique. However, he was not in a hurry, because Uchiha Kamizuki was just a child after all, and his physical strength was definitely not as strong as that of an adult. As long as time goes by, he can win without a fight. However, as the examiner of the ninja school graduation exam this time, it would be too embarrassing for him to be beaten by a student all the time. Thinking of this, Examiner Rosacea Chunin slammed his arms together to protect his vital parts, and took a few attacks from Uchiha Kamizuki hard. Boom! Rosacea Examiner Chunin's body was hit directly by a heavy punch from Uchiha Kamizuki. With a muffled grunt and a rosy nose, Examiner Chunin took advantage of the strength of Uchiha Kamizuki's punch to perform several backflips in a row, and directly distanced himself from Uchiha Kamizuki. As soon as he stabilized his figure, Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose immediately made mudras with his hands, mobilized the chakra in his body, and slapped it on the ground. Earth-style Tyrone gun. Boom! A large piece of sharp soil thorn suddenly drilled out from the ground, appearing at Uchiha Kamizuki's feet. Hee. The corners of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth curled slightly, and the double hooks in his eyes turned slightly, and it was only in an instant that he judged the movement of the Examiner Chunin with a rosacea. I saw his figure suddenly slid and turned sharply, and before he could do it, he jumped up with a backflip, avoiding the sharp stabs coming out of his feet. It's over, brat. At the moment when Uchiha Kamizuki leapt high, the seal in the hands of Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose had already been completed once again. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. Violent flames spewed out from the mouth of Examiner Rosacea Chunin, turned into a fireball, rose against the wind, and hit towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Si Wei Shenhai Wu Yin. In midair, Uchiha Kamizuki completed the 6 seal gestures in just 1 second. Then, I saw Uchiha Kamizuki pointed with one hand in front of his mouth, took a sharp breath and then blew hard towards the orange fireball in front of him. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. 2 fireballs with blazing high temperature met in midair, and immediately burst into fine fragments of flames that filled the sky, scattered and splashed in the powerful shock wave. Call out! Call out! Call out! Before Uchiha Kamizuki landed, a large number of darts flew towards him through the aftermath of the flames. Shua, 2 pitch-black sharp kunai jumped into Uchiha's hands like lightning. Clang, clang, Clang! Uchiha Kamizuki's kunai slid quickly, blocking the kunai that came in front of him. Earth-style dungeon technique. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki landed, soil pillars drilled out of the ground one by one, forming a khaki cage, which locked Uchiha Kamizuki in it. Rosacea Chunin, the examiner's figure, appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki, smiled slightly, and said, "This time, the battle ends." He just wanted to say that the battle was over, but when he thought that before, Uchiha Kamizuki lied to him once after several clone techniques one after another, he couldn't help feeling a bit uncertain. After all, if he made another misjudgment this time and mistook the avatar for the real one, then he, the Chunin examiner, would be embarrassing. Hee. Uchiha Kamizuki seemed to see the hesitation of the Rosacea Chunin examiner, smiled slightly, and said, "This time, the battle is really over." What? Hearing this, Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose was startled immediately, and even with a movement of his body, subconsciously dodged to the side, possibly attacking from behind. Not good. I got fooled. As soon as he left, the examiner of Chunin with a rosaceous nose noticed something was wrong, and immediately realized that he was actually deceived by Uchiha Kamizuki, this kid's little trick. Brat. Rosacea Chunin examiner couldn't help but blush, and then threw a kunai at Uchiha Kamizuki. Boom. Barely dodging, Uchiha Kamizuki was directly pierced by kunai, turned into a puff of smoke and dissipated in the dungeon. It's really a clone. Seeing this scene, the Rosacea Chunin examiner was startled, knowing that he had really fallen for the trick, and he was about to use the body replacement technique as soon as he moved his handprint. Rasengan. At this moment, the figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared in the rosacea, and behind Examiner Chunin, a Rasengan was printed directly on his body. Rasengan. With a thought, a blue light ball suddenly formed in Uchiha Kamizuki's right hand. The next moment, the figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared behind Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose, and a Rasengan was directly printed on his body. What? This is Muji Ninjutsu. Rosacea Chunin's examiner's pupils constricted at this moment, and he had no time to dodge or perform ninjutsu. Eventually, the Rosacea Chunin examiner, watching Uchiha Kamizuki helplessly, imprinted the Rasengan on his own body. In an instant, Rasengan's power exploded, directly knocking out the Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose. Boom. After vacating briefly for a while, Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose fell to the ground, and after rolling a few times like a ball, he gritted his teeth and stood up. How did I pass the exam? Uchiha Kamizuki walked up to Examiner Chunin with a rosaceous nose and a smile, and asked harmlessly. This stinking brat. Looking at Uchiha Kamizuki's smiling face with a bad nose, Chunin's examiner felt that he deserved a special beating, and couldn't help but secretly cursed in his heart. However, as the examiner of the ninja school graduation exam this time, of course he couldn't afford to lose, so he forced himself to show a smile and said, "Yes, you passed, go to the side and wait for a while." Hee. Then thank you teacher for your guidance. Uchiha Kamizuki glanced at the Chunin examiner with a rosacea nose, couldn't help laughing, and then walked towards Kurenai Yuhi and Mitarashi Anko, where they were. Next, Uchiha Yankwan. After seeing Uchiha Kamizuki leave, the Chunin examiner with a rosacea nose immediately announced the next candidate to take the exam. Call. After taking a deep breath, Uchiha Yankwan, who was named, immediately went towards the examiner Chunin with a wine-groove nose. Just when Uchiha Yankwan passed by the returning Uchiha Kamizuki, Uchiha Yankwan couldn't help but whispered, "I will definitely perform better than you, Uchiha Kamizuki." Hee. Uchiha Kamizuki didn't take the bear's challenge seriously at all, shook his head indifferently, and ignored Uchiha Yankwan at all. Asshole. Being directly ignored by Uchiha Kamizuki, Uchiha Yankwan only felt a pain in his liver. Especially thinking about his previous performance, as if he was fighting against the air, Uchiha Yankwan couldn't help but twitch. "I must make you look good." With such a mood, Uchiha Yankwan stepped into the examination room, and Uchiha Kamizuki also returned to the rest area. As a result, as soon as Uchiha Kamizuki came back, he was greeted warmly by Mitarashi Anko and Yuhihong. "Kamizuki-san, you were really, really amazing." Mitarashi Anko came up directly, took Uchiha Kamizuki's arm, and praised loudly. Seeing this scene, Kurenai Yuhi came over and praised Uchiha Kamizuki. "That's right, Classmate Kamizuki is really good, even teacher Chunin is no match for you. That's right. Nohara Lin and Uchiha Obito also leaned over, looking at Uchiha Kamizuki with bright eyes. Not just them, thanks to Uchiha Kamizuki's impressive performance earlier. At this moment, almost all the candidates in the examination room looked at Uchiha Kobe with slightly admiring eyes. Hehe. You think too highly of me, my current strength is still far from the Chunin level. For the admiration of the students, Uchiha Kamizuki was calm, showing no complacency at all. How could be? Mitarashi Anko held Uchiha Kamizuki's hand affectionately, and said innocently. We have all seen it with our own eyes, you just defeated teacher Chunin. Didn't you realize that Mr. Chunin didn't use high-level ninjutsu? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shaking his head, and analyzed seriously. Moreover, judging from the power of ninjutsu released by Mr. Chunin before, it is also suppressed at the genin level. According to my observations and conclusions, the combat effectiveness shown by the former Chunin teacher is actually only at the elite genin level. With such strength, there is still a big gap from the real Chunin. That's why I said I didn't really beat Chunin AJDF. Uchiha Kamizuki's words are all true. However, the Rosacea Chunin examiner kept his hand, and of course Uchiha Kamizuki also kept his hand. Among them, the most obvious is Rasengan in the final blow, he only played a small part of his power. Otherwise, with Uchiha Kamizuki's current strength close to Chunin's level, if he goes all out to mobilize Rasengan, he will not only repel the examiner, Ross knows Chunin. After all, Rasengan is an A-level advanced Muji Jutsu evolved from Ultimate's form change. Such a powerful ninjutsu is definitely more than that powerful against a teacher of the Chunin level. Ah, is that really the case? When Uchiha Obito heard this, he couldn't help but become suspicious. He felt that the previous Chunin examiner was really not that good, and he didn't understand why Uchiha Kamizuki praised him so much. Ajad. To this, Uchiha Kamizuki just smiled slightly, and then said to Uchiha Obito. Now look at the situation of Uchiha Yanquan, and you will know. Well, hearing this, Uchiha Obito couldn't help being taken aback for a moment, and then focused his gaze on Uchiha Yanyuan in the examination room. Seeing this scene, the others also focused their eyes on the examination room, and carefully observed the battle between Uchiha Yanquan and the examiner Chunin with Rosacea. At this time, Uchiha Yanquan was already beaten by the examiner Chunin with Rosacea, jumping up and down like a monkey, constantly avoiding the attack of examiner Chunin with Rosacea. Why did this guy's attack power become so powerful? While avoiding the attack, Uchiha Yanquan secretly cursed in his heart, the Chunin examiner with Rosacea. Isn't this fool before he put water on Uchiha God and that guy? The more Uchiha Yanquan thought about it, the more he felt that this was entirely possible. After all, the attack he is enduring now is obviously much more powerful than Uchiha Kamizuki's ninjutsu. In fact, the Rosacea Chunin examiner did intentionally increase the power of each attack, but it was still within the standard range. This time, I have to make a quick decision, otherwise, that group of brats won't look down on me as a senior. Looking at Uchiha Yanquan jumping up and down, the examiner's Rosacea Chunin couldn't help but think so. After all, he was a little careless before, and lost to Uchiha Kamizuki, becoming the first examiner in history to lose to a student in the ninja school's graduation exam. Therefore, the Rosacea Chunin examiner decided that he could not lose any more, he must win, and he had to make a quick decision to prove his own strength. In this way, Uchiha Yanquan, who perfectly endured the sequelae left by Uchiha Kamizuki, lay down in a standard posture. Fortunately, Uchiha Yanquan didn't know this, otherwise, he would probably die before Uchiha Kamizuki, and then go to the exam. At a certain moment, Rosacea Chunin examiner caught Uchiha Yanquan made an evasive mistake, and immediately launched an Earth-style ninjutsu. Earth-style hard beheading technique. Rosacea Chunin examiner successfully pulled Uchiha Yanquan's body into the ground, leaving only one head above the ground. Unfortunately, the time is still 1 minute away, it seems that you can only go back to the ninja school and study hard for a year. Rosacea Chunin examiner's figure appeared in front of Uchiha Yanquan, and I couldn't help but feel shiny and excited. Finally, he can put on the appearance of a senior expert again, and give a good lecture to these gifted disciples. I declare that the Uchiha Yanquan examination has failed. Rosacea Chunin's examiner pronounced the verdict indifferently, the result of Uchiha Yanquan's assessment. How could this happen? I obviously have the strength of genin. I don't accept it. I don't accept. After hearing the verdict from the Rosacea Chunin examiner, Uchiha Yanquan almost collapsed, and he yelled loudly. I disagree with the result of this assessment. I want to apply for a reassessment. Rosacea Chunin examiner heard the words, but he smiled dismissively, and said to Uchiha Yanquan, I do not mind. Vr. Uchiha Yanquan was out of breath, and her pair of Sharingan became even redder. I'll go. Cousin Liju is really right. Right between Uchiha Yanquan and Rosacea Chunin examiner, when swords were on the verge of breaking out, Uchiha Obito's surprised voice came from a distance. I watched Kamizuki's cousin brutally abuse him before, and I thought he was pretty trash. Now after watching him fight against Uchiha Yanquan, I realized that he is actually quite good. Uchiha Kamizuki. Hearing this, Examiner Chunin and Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help cursing in their hearts at the same time. All of a sudden, their faces were filled with excitement, and the two of them only thought that there was a sentence of MMP, but they didn't know where to start. Ah chirp. Uchiha Kamizuki sneezed suddenly, glanced around in a daze, and thought secretly. Could it be someone scolding me? Since becoming a ninja, Uchiha Kamizuki's physique has been greatly improved, and things like catching a cold will basically never happen to him. Probably not. After all, I am so cute, hehe. Uchiha Kamizuki took a look at Yuhihong and Mitarashi Anko beside him. These two beautiful little Lolitas, their hearts suddenly improved, and they began to exchange feelings with them again. Soon, the whole morning passed, and the graduation exam of the ninja school officially ended. To Uchiha Kamizuki's surprise, Uchiha Yanquan, a guy with genin strength, failed to pass the ninja school graduation exam this time. Could it be that the Uchiha family still intends to let Uchiha Yanquan hide its strength and bide its time for a year? Looking at Uchiha Yanquan's red eyes after closing the Sharingan, Uchiha God couldn't help but wonder. Perhaps, Uchiha Yanquan wants to relive the feeling of being the first person in the ninja school. After all, once I leave, he will be number one in the grade again. Okay, everyone who passed the ninja school graduation exam this time, come with me to meet Hokage-sama. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking wildly, the examiner Chunin stood up and announced loudly. As for the other people who failed the assessment, they should all go back to their own class and study hard for another year. After finishing speaking, Examiner Chunin, who had a bad nose, exchanged glances with the other instructors of the ninja school. Afterwards, the Rosacea Chunin examiner took Uchiha Kamizuki and other students who passed the ninja school's graduation exam to the Hokage house to meet 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. According to the rules of Konoha village, newly promoted genin ninjas must meet Master Hokage, then register as ninjas, and finally Master Hokage will personally issue ninja certificates and forehead protectors. Only after completing this step can one be regarded as an officially recognized ninja. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki and others came to the first floor of the Hokage house under the leadership of the examiner Chunin with a bad nose. The Hokage house has 3 floors. The 3rd floor is Hokage's office, where Master Hokage assigns tasks to the ninja squad. At the same time, if anyone has important matters to discuss and wants to ask to see Master Hokage, they will also be here. However, you must first apply at the reception desk on the 1st floor of the Hokage house, and you can go to the Hokage office to meet Mr. Hokage after you get permission. Soon, an Anbu ninja got off the shelf from upstairs, came to the examiner Chunin and the others, and said, "You can go up now, Master Hokage is already waiting for you in Hokage's office." Yes, Rosacea Chunin examiner heard the words, immediately responded, and then turned to Uchiha Kamizuki and others and said, "Okay, all of you will follow behind me for a while, don't talk nonsense, and don't fall behind, do you understand?" Clear. A group of brats who had just graduated from the ninja school immediately responded with one voice. Frightened by the Rosacea Chunin examiner, these brats became obedient, and immediately withdrew their eyes from looking around. Hokage, isn't he the leader of the armed force in Konoha village? Why is it like going to meet the emperor? After Uchiha Kamizuki slandered in his heart, he also imitated the way of the others, and followed behind the rosacea Chunin examiner obediently, heading for the third floor of Hokage house. Soon a group of people came to Hokage's office. What's going on today? This event is quite big. Unlike other bear kids, Uchiha Kamizuki felt something was wrong as soon as he entered Hokage's office. A lot of masters. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki felt several breaths that made him shudder. This is Udatane Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, Hitaki Sakumo, is that guy Orochimaru? Hey, that woman with blonde hair, is really Senju Tsunade. This nipple emperor is really enough. Uchiha's gaze, flicking across the eyes, those slightly familiar figures couldn't help but think to himself. What do you mean? The bosses of Konoha village are having a group meeting today, or are they idle? While Uchiha Kamizuki and others were looking at everyone in the office, Konoha's bosses were also looking at the group in front of them, the new genin who had just graduated from the ninja school. It's just that most of their eyes just swept away without paying too much attention. Most of the eyes of those common people stayed on Uchiha Kamizuki. Being stared at by these people, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt the pressure on his body suddenly increased, and he couldn't help but feel a bad premonition in his heart. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki and others were looking at everyone in the office, a group of bigwigs from Konoha are also looking at the group in front of them, the new genin who just graduated from the ninja school. It's just that most of their gazes are just swept away, without paying too much attention. Only when their eyes swept over Uchiha Kamizuki, they stayed for a little longer. But being stared at by these people, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt the pressure on his body suddenly increased, and he couldn't help feeling a bad premonition in his heart. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly felt a gaze that made his hair stand on end, falling on him. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki raised his head subconsciously and looked in the direction of his gaze. What came into view was a man with a white bandage wrapped around his right half of his face, an X-shaped scar on his chin, and a man with a cane in one hand. At this moment, a man on crutches is staring at Uchiha Kamizuki with scrutiny. The stare Uchiha Kamizuki felt before, which made his hair stand on end, originated from this area. This look, this guy is Shimura Danzo. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki judged the real identity of the other party Hokage assistant, Shimura Danzo. Sure enough, it looks almost the same as in the original book, but younger. After all, Konoha is only 40 years old now. However, let's talk about Shimura Danzo's, with a big pineapple hairstyle, plus the shape of the strange scar on the chin. Ah, it looks cute and funny, but compared to his character design, it's a bit broken. Uchiha Kamizuki made such an evaluation of Shimura Danzo in his heart. Strictly speaking, this is the first time for Uchiha Kamizuki to meet Shimura Danzo, the deity of Konoha's generation Pot King, and it feels a bit funny. Suppressing a smile, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Shimura Danzo's good friend, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was wearing a Hokage robe, was smoking a pipe and pot. Circles of smoke rings are constantly being spit out from Sarutobi Hiruzen's mouth, which looks like a big ugly goldfish that is bubbling. It really is worthy of being a good friend of Shimura Danzo. The two brothers' looks are basically the same. Very good, very good. Subconsciously, Uchiha Kamizuki glanced up again, and the heads of previous Hokages above the Hokages outside the window could not help but mutter inwardly. It is said that Sarutobi Hiruzen is the strongest Hokage in history. How does it look like the ugliest Hokage in history? In just an instant, the image of Generation 7th Hokage flashed in Uchiha Kamizuki's mind. There is no doubt that among the 7th Hokage, Namikaze Minato can be said to be responsible for the appearance of the previous Hokage. That's right, Sarutobi Hiruzen is indeed the ugliest Hokage ever. Uchiha Kamizuki once again confirmed his own previous judgment and gave Sarutobi Hiruzen a very fair evaluation. Fortunately, the ninja world is a world where the strong are respected, otherwise this guy Sarutobi Hiruzen is really not easy to mess around with. Master Hokage. While Uchiha Kamizuki was thinking wildly, Chunin, who was an examiner, spoke first, saying, "This year's ninja school graduation exam, all the students who passed have been brought here." Yes, not bad. First glanced at the new genin, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded with satisfaction, and then said to the Rosacea Chunin examiner. You go down first. Yes, Yins. Rosacea Chunin, the examiner, respectfully greeted Sarutobi Hiruzen, then turned and left Hokage's office. Ahem. Let me congratulate you first. Congratulations on passing the ninja school graduation exam and officially becoming a real ninja. Sarutobi Hiruzen walked in front of a group of newly promoted genin, and personally awarded them the forehead protector that belongs to their ninja, and then continued to speak. Okay, let's go there and take a photo. Sarutobi Hiruzen pointed to the old-fashioned camera that had been prepared a long time ago, and asked all the brats to take the Jonin's forehead protector, and then went to take pictures. It didn't take long for all the brats to finish taking pictures. Sarutobi Hiruzen took out a stack of small notebooks, pasted the photos of the bear children on the corresponding small notebooks, and then stamped the official seal representing the authority of Hokage. In the end, these small books were once again sent to the hands of a group of brats. At this point, the entire ninja certification process is officially over. Uchiha Kamizuki left. Other little ninjas can leave. After everything was over, Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke again. Yes, Lord Hokage. All the brats looked at Uchiha Kamizuki enviously, then saluted Sarutobi Hiruzen, and left in a row. Watching those brats leave one by one, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel a little bad. He also wanted to go with him, but there was no way. Sarutobi Hiruzen asked him to stay, even if he wanted to, he couldn't. After seeing the other brats leave, Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to ask why Sarutobi Hiruzen left him alone. However, all the bigwigs around did not speak, and Uchiha Kamizuki did not dare to speak. After all, in front of these, Konoha's top bosses, he is just a rookie, so it's better to talk less. Just like that, neither party had the intention to speak first, and a group of people began to stare, and the scene was very strange for a while. After 5 minutes, a full 5 minutes of silence, cold sweat gradually broke out on Uchiha Kamizuki's forehead. When Uchiha was just an elite genin, he was watched by a group of at least fake cage-level powerhouses mixed with a few real cage-level powerhouses, and the pressure was not ordinary. Haha. Not bad, really good. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki could hardly bear the pressure, Sarutobi Hiruzen finally spoke, breaking the entire silent atmosphere. Call. Uchiha Kamizuki felt the pressure all over his body suddenly lighten, and the invisible pressure that enveloped him before disappeared, and the huge gap between the front and the back made him unable to help himself, feeling a sense of euphoria. Haha. Not bad, really good. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was about to be unable to bear the invisible pressure, Sarutobi Hiruzen finally spoke, breaking the entire silent atmosphere. Being able to persist for so long under the watchful eyes of so many strong people is enough to see that Kamizuki's character and strength are quite outstanding. As soon as Sarutobi Hiruzen's words came out, many bigwigs in Hokage's office nodded slightly. Speaking of how awesome you are. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki, who had been stared at for no reason before, and his scalp was numb, was very upset, and couldn't help but despise these old guys in his heart. Kamizuki, do you know why I asked you to stay here today? After Hokage's desk, Sarutobi Hiruzen started again, puffing up the pipe and pot, and a choking smell of tobacco filled the air again. Isn't this nonsense? How would I know? Uchiha Kamizuki chose directly, ignoring Sarutobi Hiruzen's questioning this time. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki is a little envious now. The eyes of the Hyuga clan are bounded. After all, the white-eyed blood of the Hyuga clan has two powerful abilities that the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan does not possess. One is that you can blatantly look at people with white eyes, even if you turn on the taunting skill to the maximum, the other party will not say anything. The second is that you can use your perspective ability to see any beautiful woman, no matter how many clothes the other party wears. By the way, how do I feel that Bayan, the ability of the blood succession limit, is the best match for Jiraiya? Under the watchful eyes of Sarutobi Hiruzen and other bigwigs, Uchiha Kamizuki's thinking became more and more divergent, and he has completely strayed from the topic. In the eyes of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, all this is because Uchiha Kamizuki was stunned by them, with a blank face, which is very in line with what they imagined, and Uchiha Kamizuki also showed the appearance. Cough cough. Sarutobi Hiruzen coughed twice, awakening the attention of the dazed Uchiha Kamizuki, and then continued. Kamizuki, I'm keeping you this time because I have good news to tell you. When Sarutobi Hiruzen said this, he couldn't help but pause here, and deliberately sold a trick, trying to whet Uchiha Kamizuki's appetite. Sarutobi Hiruzen focused his eyes on Uchiha Kamizuki, and waited for Uchiha Kamizuki's question before he could continue talking. Then a minute passed. Then 2 minutes passed. Then 3 minutes passed. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen's smiling face froze. Then Sarutobi Hiruzen stopped smoking. What the hell are you talking about? At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyebrows trembled, and his heart was as uncomfortable as being crushed by 10,000 beasts and mud horses. Where did I say that? In the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't bear it any longer, pinching the space between his brows with some headaches, and then said to Uchiha Kamizuki. Kamizuki, that's right, I have some good news for you. Sarutobi Hiruzen watched Uchiha Kamizuki's expression change while talking. However, after he found that Uchiha Kamizuki still had no obvious expression change, he decisively chose to continue. Hatake Kakashi, you know. He offered to challenge you. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who finally uttered what he thought was a shocking news, kept his mouth shut and waited for Uchiha Kamizuki to answer. Then there was Uchiha Kamizuki again, and there was a long silence. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen found himself wrong again. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly felt that he was fighting wits with the air, not to mention how uncomfortable he was, and then he continued to say. About Hatake Kakashi's challenge, Kamizuki, what are you going to do? What can I do? Do I have any choice? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but slandered secretly. Immediately, he glanced at the crowd around him, and looked at the bigwigs in his Konoha village together, and could only say helplessly. I accept, finally answered. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but heaved a sigh of relief. He was afraid that Uchiha Kamizuki would answer this sentence, and today would be the most embarrassing day for him since Sarutobi Hiruzen became Hokage. Haha, as expected of Minato's apprentice, you were really brave. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately turned his gaze to Hatake Tsukumo, asked. Tsukumo, has the time for the duel been arranged? Let Hokage-sama decide, Hatake Tsukumo said helplessly. As a member of the Hokage faction, Hatake Tsukumo naturally did not want his son to duel with Namikaze Minato, a new disciple. However, the current situation simply cannot allow him to disagree, and he can only let Hatake Kakashi be a sword in someone else's hand. I think it will be 3 days later. Before Sarutobi Hiruzen could speak, Shimura Danzo spoke directly. This matter should not be delayed for too long. The joint Chunin exam is about to take place, and Konoha needs a certain amount of time to prepare. After finishing speaking, Shimura Danzo gave Sarutobi Hiruzen a look. Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help raising his eyebrows slightly, turned his gaze to Namikaze Minato, and said. Minato, what do you think? The meaning of Sarutobi Hiruzen is obvious, the duel between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi must not be lost. Because there are too many things involved here, it is no longer a simple ninja duel, it would be best if it can be delayed for a while. After all, although Uchiha Kamizuki's talent and strength are not bad, but the training time is not too short. Hatake Kakashi has been around since he was a child. Konoha's White Fang Hatake Tsukumo was taught by his father Good Jiao. His strength is far beyond the same level, probably has the strength of Chunin. I think Danzo's proposal is very good, just set it in 3 days. Before Namikaze Minato could speak, Mitokado Homura on the side spoke directly. Yes, I also agree with Homura and Danzo. As soon as Mitokado Homura finished speaking, Udatane Kaharu immediately expressed his support, which they had discussed long ago. After all, Hatake Kakashi is about to take the Chunin exam. If Sarutobi Hiruzen delayed Hatake Kakashi to take the Chunin exam, at that time Hatake Kakashi became Chunin, how can he challenge Uchiha Kamizuki? Therefore, the time must be set before Hatake Kakashi, becoming Chunin, so that the goal can be achieved. At this moment, almost more than 1/3 of Konoha's senior management had already spoken. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Hiruzen had no choice but to agree. At this moment, in the entire Hokage office, almost more than 1/3 of Konoha's senior management expressed their support for Shimura Danzo's opinion. Seeing this scene, even if Sarutobi Hiruzen is hot, it is not good to directly object without absolute and tenable circumstances, so he can only agree, saying, "Okay, the duel is scheduled for 3 days later. Minato, you can take Kamizuki down first." "Yes, Lord Hokage." Hearing this, Namikaze Minato left Hokage's office with Uchiha Kamizuki after walking for a week. In fact, Namikaze Minato had already received the notification from Sarutobi Hiruzen that Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi were going to have a duel. It's just that Sarutobi Hiruzen had an order before, and he couldn't tell Uchiha Kamizuki before he made a thorough decision, so he didn't say it. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked him to take Uchiha Kamizuki away first, which meant that he should go to Uchiha Kamizuki to explain the stakes involved in this duel with Hatake Kakashi. After leaving Hokage's office, Uchiha Kamizuki and Namikaze Minato had their own thoughts, and neither of them spoke first. The atmosphere was a bit heavy. Just like that, Namikaze Minato opened his mouth until both of them walked out of the Hokage house, and asked Uchiha Kamizuki, "Kamizuki, are you sure about your duel with Hatake Kakashi this time?" I heard that Hatake Kakashi is already planning to take the Chunin exam." Uchiha Kamizuki heard the words, but did not answer Namikaze Minato's question directly, but asked about Hatake Kakashi's situation. "I don't know the specific strength of Hatake Kakashi, but Chunin should still have strength." Namikaze Minato understood what Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to ask, and even said what he knew about Hatake Kakashi's strength. "Is that so?" After listening to Namikaze Minato's answer, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help touching his chin. Hatake Kakashi's strength was about the same as he estimated. At present, what Uchiha Kamizuki is most afraid of is actually Hatake Kakashi's Hatake sword technique. After all, the ability of Konoha's White Fang to become a superpower against Sannin by virtue of the Hatake family's family-inherited sword technique is enough to show the power of the Hatake family's family-inherited sword technique. In the memory of Uchiha Kamizuki, Hatake Kakashi's strength in his youth is definitely the best among the younger generation. As for the talent of Hatake Kakashi, it is also unique. He created the S-level ninjutsu, Reikiri, at a young age, and is known as Konoha Technician. Trouble, now I am fighting Hatake Kakashi. In terms of hard power, there is still some gap. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki frowned slightly, feeling very troubled. Uchiha Kamizuki is not stupid, just judging from Sarutobi Hiruzen's attitude today, Uchiha Kamizuki knows. The duel between him and Hatake Kakashi may also be mixed with the high-level game in Konoha village. Therefore, Uchiha God can't afford to lose. In a short time, I want to win against Hatake Kakashi. I'm afraid I have to rely on the Krypton gold system. Uchiha Kamizuki thought about it. If he wants to win Hatake Kakashi, he still has to start from the system. As long as Uchiha Kamizuki recruits a few more powerful C-rank or even B-rank ninjas, he has a chance to beat Hatake Kakashi. "Mr. Minato, if I really compete with Hatake Kakashi, it will be too difficult for me to beat him. However, if I use some special ninjutsu, I have a chance." After Uchiha Kamizuki hesitated for a while, he made up his mind, looked at Namikaze Minato and said, "However, I have to ask Minato-sensei to help me. Kamizuki, I won't help you if you exchange for the potential forbidden technique by hurting your body." Hearing this, Namikaze Minato did not directly agree to Uchiha Kamizuki's request, but instead looked at Uchiha Kamizuki cautiously and said, "Although this duel is very important, I really don't want you to win this way." "Hehe, Mr. Minato, you misunderstood. The special method I mentioned is a new and special ninjutsu developed by me." When Uchiha Kamizuki heard this, he was somewhat moved. At least he did not ask Uchiha Kamizuki to sacrifice himself to achieve what he wanted to achieve like Shimura Danzo did. "Have you developed a new ninjutsu?" Hearing this, Namikaze Minato couldn't help being surprised, and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki in disbelief. "0. You know, some time ago, Uchiha Kamizuki created the A-level ninjutsu of Rasengan, and now he has created a new ninjutsu. How can this not surprise Namikaze Minato? Yes, but this ninjutsu is a bit special, and you need to use some specific ninjutsu to be able to perform it." Uchiha Kamizuki was very pleased with Namikaze Minato's surprise, and said seriously, "So, I need teacher Minato to help me. Honestly, I don't know anything about building ninja. Namikaze Minato touched the back of his head, and said with some embarrassment. I can only help you to ask those families who are good at making ninja tools to see if they are willing to help. No need, Teacher Minato, the ninja equipment I requested is very special, and I can only make it myself. Uchiha Kamizuki rejected Namikaze Minato's kindness, and then, under Namikaze Minato's puzzled eyes, said with some meaning. Actually, I want Teacher Minato to lend me some money. So this is all. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato smiled suddenly, and then he remembered that Uchiha Kamizuki was still an orphan. And Uchiha Kamizuki, who is an orphan, really has no money to do these things, no wonder he has to borrow money from himself. Then how much do you want to borrow, Kamizuki? Namikaze Minato looked generously at Uchiha Kamizuki and asked. Ms. Minato, I only need 100,000 taels for my new ninjutsu research. Uchiha Kamizuki pondered for a while, and proposed a number that he thought was reasonable. 10,100,000 taels. Namikaze Minato originally thought that Uchiha would only borrow a few thousand taels at most, but he didn't expect that Uchiha would only borrow 100,000 taels when he opened his mouth. As a result, this number immediately made Namikaze Minato's face stiffen, and a smile froze on his face at this moment. After a long time, Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki strangely and asked. Kamizuki, are you sure you want so much money just to buy ninja gear? If Namikaze Minato hadn't known that God Uchiha would not be able to leave the village with these genins without the guidance of Jonin, he would have thought that Uchiha Kamizuki wanted so much money for running away. After hearing the number of 100,000 taels proposed by Uchiha Kamizuki, Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki strangely and asked. Kamizuki, are you sure you want so much money just to buy ninja gear? If Namikaze Minato did not know, genin such as Uchiha Kamizuki would not be able to leave the village without the guidance of Jonin. He thought that Uchiha Kamizuki, who asked for so much money, was using it to escape. Yes. Uchiha Kamizuki was a little embarrassed, but he nodded anyway. This time the duel with Hokage Kakashi is so important, Uchiha Kamizuki really can't afford to lose. Therefore, even if he wants to reveal some secrets about the system, he must first get a sum of money from Namikaze Minato, and then will greatly expand its strength. After much deliberation, Uchiha Kamizuki finally settled on the 100,000 taels, which Namikaze Minato could accept without revealing too much of his secrets. After all, in terms of regular ninja income, what an elite chunin can do is B and C tasks. And for tasks of this level, on average, one mission can only earn 50,000 to 60,000 taels, which is just over 10 taels a month. Even now, Namikaze Minato is already a jonin, able to take on A rank and S rank quests. However, B, A, and S level missions often involve battles with ninjas from other countries. There are more in wartimes, but they are rare in peacetime. After all, now that the Second World War has ended and the peace agreement has been signed, going to other countries to kill ninjas will cause disputes among ninja villages. Therefore, the mainstream tasks used to support the village's income in the current Konoha village are mainly D-level tasks and C-level tasks with small profits but quick turnover. This led to Namikaze Minato, who can accept too few tasks, so naturally he can't earn much money. In addition, Namikaze Minato is currently in a relationship with Uzumaki Kushina. Naturally, it costs money to pick up girls, and he also needs to cultivate himself, buying some ninja tools and resources to assist his cultivation. Under such circumstances, there are many places where Namikaze Minato spends money. Therefore, the amount of money that Namikaze Minato can lend to Uchiha Kamizuki is estimated to be more than 100,000 taels. Okay, Kamizuki, since you are sure, then the teacher will support you once, do your best. Namikaze Minato considered again and again, and finally, decided to lend money to Uchiha God Ear. The first reason is because Uchiha Kamizuki has a good relationship with him, and it is not impossible to borrow a little money. The second reason is that the duel between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hokage Kakashi this time involves too much stake and they really cannot afford to lose. The third reason is because Uchiha Kamizuki taught him Rasengan, an A-level ninjutsu with unlimited potential, almost for free. You must know that the value of every A-level ninjutsu starts at least 1 million taels. Therefore, Don't say that Uchiha Kamizuki borrowed money from him. Even if Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't pay it back, Namikaze Minato won't be angry. What Namikaze Minato didn't know was that Uchiha Kamizuki was real and had no intention of paying back his money. Didn't you see that Uchiha Kamizuki borrowed the 5,000 taels from Uchiha Obito, and he still hasn't paid it back? If you want to ask why you don't pay back the money, it is of course because the master and apprentice are discussing money with the brothers. How hurtful is that? Very good. After making up his mind, he decided to use the empty glove Uchiha Kamizuki, and when he saw Namikaze Minato, he was willing to lend him money, suddenly excited. After all, with Namikaze Minato's funding of 100,000 taels, Uchiha Kamizuki can recruit a lot and get a few powerful character cards. Then, if he upgrades the ninja tools, he should be able to increase his strength to the level of Chunin. When the time comes, if you fight Hatake Kakashi, let alone win, there is no problem with a draw before. After some excitement, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately went home with Namikaze Minato to get the money. After receiving 100,000 taels, Uchiha Kamizuki felt a little flustered all over. After all, this is a real 100,000 taels, and it takes a month for a Chunin to earn money by running back and forth. With great excitement, Uchiha Kamizuki walked briskly back home. After locking the door, Uchiha Kamizuki made sure that no one would disturb him, and immediately entered the system space of the Krypton Gold system. Laozi is about to recharge. After entering the system space, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately screamed. At this time, his heart was extremely refreshed, and his body almost burst out with a real aura of local tyrants. No way. Before, Uchiha Kamizuki relied on the monthly ninja challenges, as well as the sale of medicinal materials and wild animal meat, to save a lot of money, a full 40,000 taels. Adding in the 100,000 taels that he bluffed from Namikaze Minato before, it adds up to a full 140,000 taels. This amount of savings is enough to rank among the entire Chunin class, and he can be regarded as a small rich man. Congratulations to host. The accumulative recharge is 200,000 taels, and the system mall is open. Just after Uchiha Kamizuki recharged 140,000 taels in one breath, the system directly opened a new function. The mall system is on. After Uchiha Kamizuki heard the system prompt, he couldn't help but shake up his mental position, and quickly clicked on the system of the mall, and went in to check the products. The entire mall is divided into 4 categories, namely ninja tools, ninjutsu, ninja cards, and special items. Among them, ninja tools mostly sell some defensive equipment, detonating charms, kunai, shuriken, or some special ninja equipment, and the price is not cheap, starting at 100 taels. The basics of the ninjutsu interface are ninjutsu of various attributes, famous and not famous. Ninja cards are all there, and there are ninjas who have the opportunity to have them, but the price is disgusting, basically the price of an African chief. Take the previous Uchiha Sasuke, this character card is directly 15,000 taels. Compared with the way of directly pumping ninjas, this price is a full 5,000 taels more expensive, which is really black enough. Chapter 51. Although the price of the character cards sold in this ninja mall is high, it also has an advantage. That is, as long as you have enough money, you can directly buy the ninja you want, and you can better select character cards according to the current situation. In fact, if you buy the ninjas in this ninja shopping mall directly, it is relatively cheap. In this case, it is aimed at those with darker faces. However, if you buy AC level ninja in a ninja shop, you will definitely lose money. After all, every 10th company will send a special character card. And if these special character cards are converted into C-rank ninja character cards, the ratio is 1:1. And if it is converted into AB level character card, the ratio is 3:1, A level character card is 10:1, and S level ninja is 100:1. That is the current Uchiha Kamizuki. There are 2 ways to recruit new character cards. The first is naturally, to buy directly in the ninja mall. The second is to adopt a continuous advanced recruitment method. However, the second method is basically based on face-to-face recruitment. If you are lucky, you will directly issue the whole card. If you're unlucky, you won't be able to draw even one piece, and you'll have to rely on 10 consecutive draws, special character cards to redeem. In this case, if one draws 100 taels, a special universal character card is worth 1,000 taels. Add 10 fragments to get a complete C-level character card. 40 fragments yield 1 complete B or a grade character card. 1 out of 100 fragments, if the conversion ratio of a complete S-level character card, the cash needed is about 1. C-level character card. 1000 tails, a special character card times 10 equals 10,000 tails, a character card must be produced. B-level character card. 3 times 1000, a special character card times 40 equals 120000 tails, a character card must be produced. A-level character card. 10 times 1000, a special character card times 40 equals 400000 tails, a character card must be produced. S-level character card. 100 times 1000, a special character card times 1,000,000,000 tails, a character card must be produced. In the Ninja Mall, the price of AC level ninja is 15,000 tails, the price of a B level ninja is 110,000 tails, the price of an A level ninja is 390,000 tails, and the price of an S level ninja is 90,000 tails. 190,000 tails. If this is the case, it is actually the most cost-effective to buy ninja cards above grade B. Because not only can you have 10,000 tails left, but you can also directly designate ninjas to buy, so you don't need to rely on luck to recruit. After all, the pieces of ninjas drawn by senior recruits are completely random, and may not necessarily be the ninjas you want. After Uchiha Kamizuki hesitated for a while, he planned to draw 10,000 tails first, and then use the special universal character card fragments to exchange for a C-rank ninja he wanted. When the C-level ninja he wants is finished, he will buy a powerful and targeted B-level ninja directly from the Ninja Mall. Directly spend 120,000 tails to solve the problem cleanly. As for the remaining 20,000 tails, Uchiha Kamizuki plans to use 10,000 tails to upgrade ninja equipment, and 10,000 tails to open an upgraded training ground and purchase special ninja equipment. Let's do a 10 consecutive draw first, try your luck. After making up his mind, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't say anything else, and directly played a wave of 10 consecutive draws to try his luck. Congratulations to host for getting Hyuga Neji Shard times 1. Congratulations to host for getting Aburame Shino Fragment times 1. Congratulations to host for getting Gold Hammer Fragment x1. Congratulations to host for getting Uzumaki Naruto Shard times 1. Congratulations to host for getting Toth Anvil Fragment x1. Congratulations to host for getting the Tayuya Whole card. Congratulations to host for getting Gold Hammer Fragment x1. Congratulations to host for getting the Kamizuki Izumo Fragment times 1. Congratulations to host for getting Gold Hammer Fragment x1. Congratulations to host for getting Gold Hammer Fragment x1. After carefully checking his harvest this time, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but be overjoyed. This first 10 consecutive draws actually let him get rid of a whole card. Props. Character cards. Grade. C Ninja Tayuya. Normal Skill 1. Summoning Technique Angry Ghost. Use summoning technique to summon 3 different forms of ghosts, with different attack effects. Ordinary Skill 2. Finale Chapter 9 Chaos Realm. Use the flute to launch a magic sound attack, disrupt the enemy's mind, and freeze the enemy's figure. Profound Meaning. Magic Flute Magic Sound Lock. Use the magic flute to blow a powerful magic sound to block the enemy's spiritual consciousness, and at the same time control all kinds of angry ghosts to kill the enemy. Passive Skill 1. Voice Control. You can use different voices to manipulate other people's spiritual perception. Special Skill 1. Curse Sealing. When used, it can double its own abilities. Special Skill 2. Sage Transformation. Incomplete Sage Mode. Can absorb natural energy, use fairy art, and improve various attributes of oneself several times. Note: when you enter Sage Transformation, you will be eroded by a powerful spell, and you will lose yourself if you use it for a long time. Appearance Bonus. Illusion Attack increased by 3%. Haha, this wave of money has made a lot of money, and it can be used all the time, the incomplete state of Sage Mode. After taking a look at Tayuya's skills, Uchiha Kamizuki feels like he's made a fortune. Tayuya's second normal skill and profound skill are relatively powerful control skills. Coupled with the use of sound, this relatively special method, some people who are not familiar with the routine, are easy to get tricked, and it is a skill of surprise. What excites Uchiha most is the ability to use Sage Transformation once he equips it. Although the price that Uchiha Kamizuki has to pay in such a curse-printed state is definitely not small, but the increase in strength in a short period of time is definitely strong enough to be used as a trump card to counterattack at critical moments, which is the best. In the original book, after Tayuya and the others entered the curse seal state, they already had the strength to fight Jonin in a short period of time. And after entering the second state, the increase in strength is even stronger, enough to defeat the average Jonin. It can be said that once Uchiha Kamizuki goes all out to push Sage transformation, it will be easy to beat Hatake Kakashi. However, once Uchiha Kamizuki enters the curse-sealed state, his image will undergo a huge change just like Tayuya and the others, becoming neither human nor ghost. With this restriction, if Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't want to be caught by someone else and sliced for research, he would not be able to recreate the history of curse printing in public. In other words, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki used the power of the seal, he would either simply become a traitor or kill people directly. If you do this, I still have to make another character card for AC level ninja. Uchiha Kamizuki's original goal was not Tayuya's character card. Coupled with Tayuya's restrictions on using the spell sealed power, he had to recruit that character card even more. After making this decision, Uchiha Kamizuki had a thought, and directly drew away the 10 times in a row. Congratulations to host for obtaining Uchiha Itachi Anbu Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Aburame Shino Shippuden Fragment X1. Congratulations to host for getting Steel Shard ×1. Congratulations to host for obtaining Haruno Sakura Fragment ×1. It seemed that Tayuya had used up all of Uchiha Kamizuki's good luck. As a result, Uchiha Kamizuki's next 10 consecutive draws 9 times, although he got the treasured fragments. However, the rest are fragments of ninjas that have already been released, or fragments of ninjas that are not needed at all. Fortunately, I still have 9 special universal fragments here, and I have already won 3 fragments before, which is completely enough. Squeezing a few special universal fragments in his hand, Uchiha God smiled back. Now he can finally exchange what he wants, the card of AC level character. System, designate me to exchange for AC rank ninja gold mallet. Uchiha Kamizuki gave orders to Furokumaru, who was transformed into a system spirit, floating beside him. As you wish. With a wave of Furokumaru's paw, a character card shining with white light suddenly appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. Props. Character cards. Level. C Ninja Gold Hammer. Normal Skill 1. Sound Escape Sonic Chaos Slash. Concentrate the sound to vibrate the air, forming a sharp air blade, causing physical damage and illusion damage to the enemy. Ordinary Skill 2. Sound Escape Ring Tone 1000 copies. Throw out a large number of 1000 copies with bells, while causing physical attacks on the enemy. Use the sound to release illusion attacks. Profound Meaning. Illusion Ringtone Clone. Use the unique ringtone to make the opponent fall into illusion, and at the same time release the clone to confuse the opponent's vision, and then the body and the clone will attack the enemy with a high frequency of thousands of attacks. Passive Skill 1. The sound of the bell disturbs the mind. Bells can be used to make different sounds to manipulate other people's 5 senses and cause substantial physical damage at the same time. Appearance Bonus. Illusion attack power increased by 3%. Sure enough, Jin Hammer's skills are similar to what he imagined. While the attack contains physical attacks, it also has illusion attacks. After Uchiha Kamizuki pondered carefully about Jin Hammer's skills, he couldn't help but settle down and was very satisfied. According to Uchiha Kamizuki vs. Hatake Kakashi's ability to guess now. The current Hatake Kakashi should mainly focus on ninjutsu, coupled with his family-inherited Hatake sword technique, which is a typical close-quarters fighter. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki's countermeasure is to take the mage route, fly a kite from a distance, and play snake skin with Hatake Kakashi. Uchiha Kamizuki now has a character card, Uzumaki Naruto's character card, which when equipped will have the Uzumaki clan's recovery ability. Therefore, in terms of staying power, it is definitely stronger than Hatake Kakashi. As long as you cooperate with Jin Hachi and Tayuya, the two of them have sound control skills, and they can definitely discuss Hatake Kakashi and have a good time with him. This time, 10,000 tails are directly to C-level character cards. It can be said that I have the whitest face ever. Uchiha Kamizuki was in a good mood at this time, looked at his present, and found that there was still 130,000 deposits left. Uchiha Kamizuki directly opened the mall system. To Yuya's magic flute, 1,000 taels. Jin Chuan's 1,000 books and bells, also 10 sets, 2,000 taels. Uchiha Kamizuki first bought 2 ninjas, Yuya and Jin Suchi, in the ninja mall, and the ninja tools needed to perform ninjutsu, and then switched the system interface to the ninja mall. You are the one. Uchiha Kamizuki thought it over and over again. To be on the safe side, he finally decided to buy another B character card for the finale. System, I want to buy a B rank ninja card, Hatake Kakashi boy. Uchiha Kamizuki browsed through the character cards of B-level ninjas, and finally chose Hatake Kakashi Juvenile, this character card. After all, if you know yourself and the enemy, you will be victorious in all battles. Let's first understand this card. The character card's skills are the safest. 0. Congratulations to host for recruiting the first B-rank ninja, Hatake Kakashi boy. In just an instant, Furokumaru debited Uchiha Kamizuki's 11 taels from Uchiha Kamizuki's account. Then, I saw a shining 11 or 12-year-old, a boy version of Hatake Kakashi's character card, appearing in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. Props. Character cards. Level. B Shinobi Hatake Kakashi boy. Normal skill 1. Lightning style Chidori. Convert a large amount of chakra into lightning attributes, then concentrate on the right hand, sprint at high speed and penetrate the enemy. Common skill 2. Hatake knife flying locust. Use lightning style chakra to stimulate the body, burst out super fast movement speed, and at the same time cooperate with the Hatake family's ancestral knife skills to attack the enemy at high speed. Profound meaning. White Fang by Guang Dao. Using lightning style chakra to stimulate the body, while performing high-speed movements, compress lightning-style chakra into the blade, and perform 3 consecutive sword attacks on the enemy. Passive skill 1. Physical activation. Stimulate the body with lightning-style chakra, which increases the body's reaction speed due to the amplitude. Appearance bonus. Lightning-style ninjutsu attack power increased by 10%, movement speed permanently increased by 5%, physical attack power increased by 8%. Finally, I also have my own B-level character card. Looking at the character card of 11 or 12-year-old Hatake Kakashi in front of him, Uchiha Kamizuki was very excited. This attribute is really strong enough. Hatake Kakashi is indeed a genius ninja who was directly promoted to the Jonin level at the age of 12. After Uchiha Kamizuki checked the detailed information of this character card, Hatake Kakashi he couldn't help but secretly lamented the power of Hatake Kakashi. In terms of the speed increase alone, Hatake Kakashi's B-rank ninja character card is definitely the top batch of B ranks. After Uchiha Kamizuki was directly equipped with the character card Hatake Kakashi boy, after experiencing some changes in himself, he couldn't help feeling overjoyed. Sure enough, I feel much stronger. After being forced to suppress his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki once again carried out a comprehensive upgrade of his ninja equipment, and it cost him a total of 5,000 taels. This time, from recruiting ninjas to buying ninja tools, upgrading and upgrading equipment, the total cost was nearly 130,000 taels. Well, in less than half an hour, the 140,000 taels will bottom out again. After Uchiha Kamizuki sighed, he sorted out his existing character cards, and finally separated out 4 combinations. The first set is a pure auxiliary combination usage, Inuzuka Kiba, Uzumaki Naruto, Nara Shikamaru. The second set is a pure control type combination usage, the meat is good for a long time, Yuya and Jinmai. The third set is pure offensive ninjutsu type usage, Uchiha Sasuke, Uchiha Itachi, Uzumaki Naruto. The fourth set is the offensive usage of complex body technique, Rock Lee, Hatake Kakashi boy, Uzumaki Naruto. Now Uchiha Kamizuki can equip 3 character cards at the same time and use the skills of 3 characters. With a thought, Uchiha Kamizuki replaced 3 character cards that can increase the attack power most, namely Uchiha Sasuke, Uchiha Itachi, and Hatake Kakashi boy. System, bring up my current property panel. Uchiha Kamizuki wants to see how his combat ability has changed when he equips 3 offensive character cards. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki's current physical condition turned into a floating window that only he could see, appearing in front of his eyes. Host. Uchiha Kamizuki. Ninjutsu. Chunin First Order, 7299 10,000ths. Taijutsu. Chunin Ninja Level 2, 9429 10,000ths. Illusion. Genin Level 2, 620 10,000ths. Character cards. C Ninja Uchiha Sasuke, C Ninja Rock Lee, C Ninja Uzumaki Naruto, C Ninja Uchiha Itachi, Ninja Rookie, C Ninja Nara Shikamaru, C Inuzuka Kiba, C Ninja Tayuya, C Ninja Jin Hammer, B Shinobi Hatake Kakashi Boy. Summoning Beast. None. Ninja Equipment. White Ninja Necklace +1 Chakra total increases by 3%. White Ninja Ring +1 total physical strength increases by 3%. White Ninja Kunai +1 attack power increases by 3%. 3 White Ninja Armor +1 defense power increased by 3%. White Ninja Forehead Protector +1 mental power increased by 3%. White Ninja Book +1 practice talent increased by 3%. Blood Inheritance Ability. 2 Tomo Sharingan. Attribute Development. Level 25 Fire Attribute, 6316 10,000ths. Special Talents. Insight into the Subtleties, Physical Strength, Super Sense of Smell, Drug Recognition Grandmaster, Shadow Manipulation, Voice Control, Ringing and Distracting, Spell Imprinting, Sage Transformation, Physical Activation. Note 1. Because of Sharingan, your vision is better than ordinary people. Note 2. Your body has the physique of the Uzumaki family. Whether it is endurance, physical strength, or resilience, it is stronger than ordinary ninjas. Note 3. You have the Inuzuka family, which is comparable to the sensitive sense of smell of canines. Note 4. You have the drug knowledge of the Nara family. Note 5. You have the Nara family, the ability to manipulate shadows. Note 6. Low-level fire attribute talent open the nature development of fire attribute ninjutsu. Slightly increase the training speed of fire attribute ninjutsu and the power of fire attribute ninjutsu. Note 7. Voice control. You can use different voices to manipulate other people's spiritual perception. Note 8. Curse Ceiling. When used, it can double its own abilities. Note 9. Sage Transformation. Incomplete Sage Mode can absorb natural energy, use fairy art, and improve its own attributes several times. Note 10. Physical Activation. Stimulate the body with lightning-style chakra, greatly improving the body's response speed. Note 11. The sound of the bell disturbs the mind. Bells can be used to create different sounds to manipulate other people's 5 senses and at the same time cause substantial physical damage. Special Skills. Infinite Flurry, Leaf Hurricane, Shadow Dance Leaf, Fire-Style Great Fireball Technique, Lion Combo, Lightning-Style Chidori, Shadow Clone Technique, Uzumaki Naruto Combo. Rasengan, Two-Wheel Fuma Shuriken, Shadow Clone Assault, Explosive Shoken, Shadow Mimicry, Shadow Stitching, Four-Legged Technique, Cracking Teeth, Teeth Through Teeth. Summoning Technique Angry Ghost, Finale Chapter 9 Chaos Realm, Magic Flute Magic Sound Lock, Sound Escape Sound Wave Random Slash, Sound Escape Ringtone 1000 Books, Illusionary Ringtone Clone, Hatake Sword Technique Flying Locust, White Fang White Light Blade. Except for Illusion, my other attributes have reached the Chunin level. However, I just don't know how big the gap is between my current strength and Hatake Kakashi. Uchiha Kamizuki closed it with satisfaction. The attribute panel hovered in front of his eyes, and the corner of his mouth curled up. There are still 3 days, which should be enough for me to thoroughly familiarize myself with the abilities of these new ninja cards. Next, Uchiha Kamizuki spent the money directly, opened a triple upgrade training ground, and then exited the system space. Inside the backyard of Uchiha Kamizuki's house. Sound Escape Sound Wave Chaos. Uchiha Kamizuki waved one hand, and a 1-meter-long blue-white air blade quickly slashed towards a stone in front of him. Boom! The stone hit by Uchiha Kamizuki with the air blade did not break into 2 pieces like it was cut by a sharp blade, but shattered into powder like it was bombarded by a giant hammer. Sure enough, this trick, Sound Escape Sound Wave Random Slash, is to use sound to generate vibrations, causing the resonance of matter, thereby destroying the internal structure of matter. After a careful observation, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes lit up when he discovered the way of the sound wave chaotic attack. Since the sound wave chaos can generate resonance, can I gradually evolve the resonance into an infrasonic wave through the change of chakra? With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately experimented. He intends to use chakra to control the chaotic chopping of the sound wave, reduce the frequency of the vibration during the attack, and lengthen the wavelength, making this sound more difficult to attenuate. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki will be able to use chakra to control the evolution of sound into infrasound waves, which will resonate with certain organs in the human body, causing the body of the vibrated person to deform, shift, or bleed. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki has not yet discovered that this move of his can also be used in conjunction with the sound of the ringtone 1000. Using a large number of bells to form a three-dimensional surround sound array, a large number of infrasound waves are released, and a concentrated fire-style coverage infrasonic wave attack is carried out on targets within an area. Afterwards, Uchiha Kamizuki used the magic flute to display some of Tayuya's skills, Finale Chapter 9 Magic Chaos Realm, and Magic Flute Magic Sound Lock. After the experiment, Uchiha Kamizuki discovered that Tayuya's skill, as long as he played the music representing different emotions through the magic flute, he could correspondingly affect the opponent's state of mind, as long as he created different illusions. The most important thing is that there is no fixed tune for these two skills of Tayuya. You can choose the tune freely, and combine it with the corresponding tune. I didn't expect that I would become a musician one day. Uchiha Kamizuki thought a little funny. In the original Hokage, there are indeed two artists, one is the Red Sand Scorpion and the other is Deidara. Now I am also a member of the artist group, and I should be the only man in the entire ninja world with his own BGM. When I think of the entire ninja world, except for Killer Bee, the guy who comes out with his own rap, he is the only one who can bring his own music. But, having said that, when I duel with Hatake Kakashi, what song should I play? Or use Saint Seiya? How about the theme song, Pegasus Fantasy? Uchiha Kamizuki recalled the theme song of Saint Seiya, and felt that his blood was boiling and his fighting spirit was high. Forget it, my blood is boiling, and Hatake Kakashi is probably also blown by me. Isn't this frankly giving the other party a buff? After thinking about it, Uchiha Kamizuki felt that it was still inappropriate and had to change a song first. By the way, just use the background music, Twilight, from Conan's childhood in Hokage. This background music is depressing enough, miserable enough, and deep enough, and combined with my sound escape control, the effect is definitely notable enough. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately tried to play the melody according to the melody in his memory. The current Uchiha Kamizuki has the blessing of Tayuya and Kim Suchi, two character cards that manipulate sound, which immediately greatly improved his musical talent. It didn't take long before he was able to play Twilight smoothly. Uchiha Kamizuki, however, didn't stop there. He also needs Twilight, which can be combined with Tayuya's skills to increase the power of Twilight, and evolve a magic sound that controls the changes in other people's moods. Otherwise, although the simple Twilight can affect people's mood changes, there is still a certain distance from the real attack effect. In the next day, Uchiha Kamizuki has been practicing at home how to integrate the power of chakra to produce illusion effects. That's right, Tayuya's chaotic realm move is paired with Twilight, and the effect is really good. Finally, on the second morning, Uchiha Kamizuki thoroughly integrated Tayuya's vocal attack method into the music. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki carefully pondered and practiced Hatake Kakashi, the skill of this character card. In this way, another day passed by. While Yuzu was concentrating on preparing for the battle, the news spread that he was going to have a public confrontation with Hatake Kakashi for some unknown reason. Suddenly, the whole Konoha was in an uproar. The reason why this duel between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi has attracted so much attention. The main reason is that people in Konoha's real big family basically know the inside story, and know that the duel between Hatake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki is a contest between Konoha's top management. Moreover, even those who don't know the inside story will pay close attention to this time, which represents the strongest duel between the young generation in Konoha village. After all, Hatake Kakashi is the number one person of the younger generation in Yi village, and Uchiha Kamizuki is also the number one genius of the younger generation among the Uchiha clan. The duel between them represents the collision between the strongest new generations in Konoha village, and it is the best performance to show the prosperity of the village. It can be said that both public and private, the duel between Hatake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki this time was held grandly by Konoha executives. As early as 2 days ago, the high-level officials in Konoha village ordered people to clean up the stadium. It seems that this posture is ready for the whole village to watch. After hearing the news, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being a little amused, and secretly felt that Shimura Danzo, in addition to conspiracy and tricks, is also a good hand in hype and publicity. To be honest, I'm already looking forward to this. This is a duel with Hatake Kakashi. Inexplicably, Uchiha Kamizuki also began to look forward to tomorrow's duel with Hatake Kakashi. That night, Uchiha Kamizuki rarely practiced the usual anxiety practice, but chose to relax and get a good night's sleep. Use this for tomorrow's duel with Hatake Kakashi. The next day, early morning, Uchiha Kamizuki got up early, washed up, ate a decent breakfast, and went straight to Konoha Arena. Walking on the street leading to the arena, Uchiha Kamizuki found that the commercial street, which was originally a bustling commercial street, is empty today. It seems that today will be a big scene. Uchiha Kamizuki reckoned that the arena was already full of people. Shaking his head, Uchiha Kamizuki withdrew his divergent thoughts, and walked towards the gate of the arena at a fast pace. Kamizuki, you are here. As soon as he entered the door, Uchiha Kamizuki saw the blonde Namikaze Minato walking towards him anxiously, saying, Kamizuki, you don't need to have too much pressure, just perform normally. Namikaze Minato glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, hesitated for a while, and said, Actually, even if you lose, it doesn't matter. I will explain the situation to Mr. Hokage. The reason why Namikaze Minato said that was because he was still very optimistic about his apprentice. Uchiha Kamizuki is not only extremely talented and fast in practice, but also has deep insights into ninjutsu. It can be said that he is a genius with a bright future. However, these are things in the future. In Namikaze Minato's view, Hatake Kakashi's talent is not lost to Uchiha Kamizuki at all. However, Hatake Kakashi is the father of Konoha's White Fang, Hatake Tsukumo, who is well known in the ninja world. Since Hatake Kakashi was young, he has personally taught him hand in hand, which is incomparable to Uchiha Kamizuki. In many cases, no matter how amazingly talented a person is, 10 years of hard training alone can't compare to a few in-depth advice from a real strong person. This point, Namikaze Minato himself has a deep understanding. To put it bluntly, without Jiraiya's careful teaching, Namikaze Minato believes that it will take at least a few more years to achieve his current achievements. Therefore, both parents died since childhood, and there is no one to take care of Uchiha God-Ear. Wanting to win against Hatake Kakashi, who has the same talent as him and has been taught by some famous teachers since he was a child, the difficulty is not ordinary. Don't worry, Minato-sensei, I know it well. For Namikaze Minato's concern, Uchiha Kamizuki was somewhat moved, and immediately said, This time I prepared a lot, so I might not be able to win against Hatake Kakashi. Teacher Minato, you can rest assured to watch my performance. Okay, I look forward to your wonderful performance. Namikaze Minato looked at the confident Uchiha Kamizuki in front of him, relieved a lot of worries, and immediately said nothing more, and went to the auditorium. It seems that you don't like me. After seeing Namikaze Minato leave, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shaking his head, and then looked at the duel field again. At this moment, in the duel arena, a masked boy with silver-white hair was standing quietly in the arena, who was slightly taller than his peers, but even thinner. In the breeze, the boy's long silver-white hair swayed in the wind, and his straight figure was as straight as a spear. This boy is Uchiha Kamizuki, the opponent of this duel, Hatake Kakashi, a genius boy of the Hatake family. As if feeling that someone was looking at him, Hatake Kakashi tilted his head slightly, and his eyes suddenly looked towards Uchiha Kamizuki. As this, the aura of a samurai. Just for a split second, Uchiha Kamizuki only felt that Hatake Kakashi's gaze was scraping across his body like a cold samurai sword. That's interesting. Gradually, Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes. Hatake Kakashi's strength was beyond his expectation. Originally, Uchiha Kamizuki thought that at this time, Hatake Kakashi hadn't mastered lightning-style Chidori. This signature ninjutsu was much less threatening. However, what Uchiha Kamizuki did not expect was that perhaps it was because of the lack of these ninjutsu that Hatake Kakashi at this time had a higher level of attainment than the Hatake sword technique passed down in his family. Yes, the Hitachi family was a powerful samurai family in the Sengoku era. It was only in order to conform to the trend of the times that chakra began to be integrated into the training of samurai, creating a unique sword technique other than the Hitachi family. And Konoha's White Fang, Hitachi Tsukumo, is the most skilled swordsman among the entire Hitachi family. He even further perfected the sword skills of the Hitachi family and organized them into the White Fang style of knife skills. Hitachi Kakashi, who was trained by Hitachi Tsukumo himself, is definitely not low in the White Fang style of swordsmanship. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki's heart was also agitated, trembling and fighting spirit couldn't help, burning up blazingly. At this moment, Hitachi Kakashi can be said to be the strongest person Uchiha Kamizuki met among his peers, and he is definitely his strongest rival now. After feeling Uchiha Kamizuki's strong fighting spirit, Hitachi Kakashi couldn't help but tense up. Before, Hitachi Kakashi was not interested at all when he was asked by the elders in the family to challenge Uchiha Kamizuki. Among the peers in Konoha village, Hitachi Kakashi asked himself if he could make him happy. However, now it seems that this Uchiha Kamizuki is indeed, unlike other so-called geniuses, just a vain show. Interesting, I wonder how much this Uchiha Kamizuki can force me to fight. Under the mask, the corners of Hitachi Kakashi's mouth couldn't help but slightly twitched, and he felt that way in his heart. On the small side, Yu Zishu also had almost thoughts, so he stopped delaying and walked directly towards Hitachi Kakashi. Not long after, Uchiha Kamizuki came to the opposite of Hitachi Kakashi, and confronted Hitachi Kakashi at close range. And when Uchiha Kamizuki and Hitachi Kakashi were confronting each other, on the high platform in the distance, Sarutobi Hiruzen, a group of Konoha's high-level officials, and the people in power of the big family were all seated. And with the arrival of these bigwigs, the atmosphere in the entire duel field suddenly reached its peak. At this moment, the duel between the two most famous young talents in Konoha village, Hitachi Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki, also officially began. Soon, a group of bigwigs in Konoha village began to take their seats, and the atmosphere in the entire duel field suddenly reached its peak. The next moment, the duel between the two most famous young talents in Konoha village, Hitachi Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki, officially began. Competition. The referee was a tall ninja. After receiving the instructions, he quickly glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki and Hitachi Kakashi, and then suddenly dropped his raised right hand. Start. As soon as the voice fell, this tall ninja was a Chinese medicine practitioner who disappeared into the duel field directly with a body flicker technique. Uchiha Kamizuki's reaction was quick, and he quickly backed away almost the moment the tall ninja disappeared. Hitachi Kakashi is a samurai-type ninja, while Uchiha, 467, Kamizuki himself is more of a mage-type ninja. Therefore, at the moment when the battle started, the first thing Uchiha Kamizuki did was not to attack, but to retreat to distance himself from Hitachi Kakashi. Seeing this scene, Hitachi Kakashi couldn't help being slightly taken aback, confused by Uchiha Kamizuki. He thought that Uchiha Kamizuki would come up first and attack a round of taijutsu, and then find the right time to attack a round of ninjutsu. Unexpectedly, as soon as Uchiha Kamizuki came up, he would distance himself from him first. It seems that he knows that I am good at physical skills, and he also thinks that physical skills are not as good as mine. In just an instant, Hitachi Kakashi judged Uchiha Kamizuki's big play. It's a pity that even a ninja of the Chunin level has limited ninjutsu. Thinking of this, the corners of Hitachi Kakashi's mouth under the mask could not help but rise slightly. Generally speaking, ninjas who prefer ninjutsu need a huge chakra and various ninjutsu knowledge as support. It can be said that ninjutsu-type ninjas are generally late-stage ninjas. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki, who is not yet an adult, is not very threatening even if he has a high ninjutsu talent and can even master some A-level ninjutsu. Because he doesn't have enough chakra as a support, either he can't release it, or the power of ninjutsu is too small. This competition, I won. After judging the general situation of the two sides, Hitachi Kakashi quickly approached Uchiha Kamizuki with a flash. Sound escape sound wave chaos. Seeing Hitachi Kakashi rushing towards him, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately used the skill of the golden hammer. I saw Uchiha swung his right arm violently, and a silver-white air blade was directly slashed out. With the sound of howling wind, Hotake Kakashi bombarded it. Too slow. A faint thunder flashed on Hotake Kakashi's body, and his figure disappeared directly in Uchiha Kamizuki's sight, directly dodging Uchiha Kamizuki's sound escape attack. What a moving speed. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help shrinking slightly, secretly surprised at Hotake Kakashi's moving speed. No wonder Hotake Kakashi boy as a character card that will bring him a powerful speed increase passive skill. In an instant, Hotake Kakashi appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. A short sword with a faint cold light appeared on Hotake Kakashi's right hand as if by magic. Blade dance. I also didn't see how Hotake Kakashi moved. A strong light erupted from the knife in his right hand. The gorgeous white light bloomed like a white lotus, and then enveloped Uchiha Kamizuki in it. Laugh, laugh. After the two people staggered each other, they saw Uchiha Kamizuki's figure suddenly stopped, and streaks of blood emerged from his body continuously. Boom. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki's figure exploded into a puff of smoke, and then a piece of dismembered wood appeared. This seal speed is interesting. Hotake Kakashi's body bowed slightly, like a cheetah ready to launch a fatal attack at any time. He was scanning the surroundings carefully, looking for the location of Uchiha Kamizuki. Suddenly, the figure of Uchiha Kamizuki emerged from behind Hotake Kakashi. Sound escaped Suzune Chimoto. In an instant, Uchiha's hands threw out a large piece of senbon, creating a metal barrage and storming Hotake Kakashi. Drink. Hotake Kakashi turned around abruptly, the broken knife in his right hand brought up phantoms, and splashed water in front of him. Ding, ding. Well, Hotake Kakashi, who quickly waved the short sword in his hand, felt a sharp pain in his heart. The pain made his body tremble slightly, and a loophole suddenly appeared in the almost perfect defense. Chi-chi, chi-chi, chi-chi. In just an instant, dozens of thousand roots pierced into Hotake Kakashi's body. How is this going? Seeing this scene, the Konoha bosses watching the battle were all shocked, wondering why Hotake Kakashi made a sudden mistake. This Uchiha Kamizuki's attack is weird. Hotake Sakumo's eyes flickered. He looked at Hotake Kakashi, who made a sudden mistake on the court, and his brows could not help but frown slightly. Is it a voice? On the high platform, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes lighted up slightly. With his sharp eyes, he saw some skills in Uchiha Kamizuki's ninjutsu almost instantly, and said softly, "What a genius idea." At the same time, Hotake Kakashi in the duel field, while resisting Uchiha Kamizuki's attack, looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was still firing thousands of copies with solemn eyes. What happened just now? Hotake Kakashi can be sure that he was in good health before playing, and the situation just now should never have happened. So needless to say, the problem lies with Uchiha Kamizuki. It's just, how the hell did he affect me? Hotake Kakashi carefully recalled all the previous battles, but he still didn't find out what method Uchiha Kamizuki used, and he couldn't help feeling a little depressed. It's just, how the hell did he affect me? Hotake Kakashi carefully recalled all the previous battles, but he still didn't find out what method Uchiha Kamizuki used, and he couldn't help feeling a little depressed. Jingle bell. Suddenly, an almost undetectable sound resounded in the duel field again. Ah! A heart-piercing pain suddenly broke out on Hotake Kakashi's body. The pain made his body almost convulse, and the things in front of him began to blur. Drink. Hotake Kakashi suddenly increased the speed to the fastest, and the first initiative opened the distance with Uchiha Kamizuki. Hoo-hoo. Hotake Kakashi panted heavily to relieve the sudden pain in his body. Suddenly, Hotake Kakashi suddenly felt a hot flow under his nose, and immediately reached out to touch it, and found that it was his own blood. Could it be? Immediately, Hotake Kakashi wiped the other parts of the body, and found that the eyes, ears, nose, all of these places had blood flowing out. This Uchiha Kamizuki can actually directly attack the organs in my body. In an instant, Hotake Kakashi Banner couldn't help but feel a big shock. Is it the gentle fist method? No, the gentle fist method is a physical attack. I have never been close to Uchiha Kamizuki before, and I have never fought with physical arts. Moreover, the gentle fist method is a secret technique passed down from generation to generation by the Hyuga family. It can only be performed with the help of Bion. It is impossible for Uchiha Kamizuki to learn it. What method did he use to make him fall for it without even noticing it? One guess after another appeared in Hatake Kakashi's mind, and then he overturned it. Sound escape, sound wave, chaos. While Hatake Kakashi was thinking about countermeasures, Uchiha Kamizuki's attack came again. Glitch. Hatake Kakashi flicked his wrist, and a gorgeous knife light rose again, and directly slashed on the air blade that Uchiha Kamizuki slashed. Boom. Not as powerful as imagined, Uchiha Kamizuki's air blade was directly cut off by Hatake Kakashi like a bubble. How is this going? Hatake Kakashi looked at it in disbelief, and became puzzled by the attack that he easily defeated. Is it just a feint? And just when Hatake Kakashi was puzzled, he only felt that the internal organs in his body seemed to be displaced, and the pain was so severe that he couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. PFF'd. After taking a mouthful of blood, Hatake Kakashi felt that the pain in his body had decreased a lot. I understand, it's the vibration, he is using the vibration to ignore my body's external defense. Suddenly, Hatake Kakashi understood Uchiha Kamizuki's attack style. Sound escape, sound wave, chaos. Uchiha Kamizuki's figure flashed, and he appeared not far from Hatake Kakashi again, shaking hands once the air blade slashed out. Seeing this scene, Hatake Kakashi immediately formed a mudra, put one hand upright in front of his mouth, and blew hard. Fire style, great fireball technique. Boom. The blazing flames submerged in an instant Uchiha Kamizuki's sound escape attack, and then continued to attack Uchiha Kamizuki. As expected of Hatake Kakashi, it's really amazing. It's amazing to see through the attack method and find a way to deal with it in such a short period of time. Although, Uchiha Kamizuki had expected that Hatake Kaka, West would see through his attack method. However, Uchiha Kamizuki was surprised to be spotted by Hatake Kakashi so quickly and find out how to deal with it. Switch, Uchiha Sasuke. With a thought, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately switched out the character card of Jin Hammer and replaced it with the character card of Uchiha Sasuke. Fire style, great fireball technique. At the critical moment, Uchiha Kamizuki quickly formed a seal, the same fire style ninjutsu, and Hatake Kakashi's fire style came to a collision. Boom. Two clusters of violent flames collided in midair, and the scorching air flow scattered and splashed. The scorching flame was still burning. Hatake Kakashi kept urging the chakra in his body, boosting the power of fire style, and covered it towards Uchiha Kamizuki. If you compete with me in fire style, Hatake Kakashi will underestimate me. With a sneer in his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki also poured more chakra. Uchiha Kamizuki is originally from the Uchiha family, and he is naturally good at fire style ninjutsu. And now, he is also equipped with Uchiha Sasuke's character card, under the dual fire style ninjutsu power boost. Even if Hatake Kakashi's strength is stronger than Uchiha Kamizuki's first line advantage, it will be offset. The fact is indeed the case, Uchiha Kamizuki and Mukaka's fire style are gradually showing a stalemate. This guy is indeed a member of the Uchiha clan, although his absolute strength is weaker than mine. However, his attainments in fire style ninjutsu are so deep. The power of fire style ninjutsu is a bit stronger than that of ordinary ninjas of the same level, and it is even comparable to me. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki could not be suppressed by virtue of his realm, Hatake Kakashi suddenly had a thought, directly cut off the supply of chakra, and then dodged backwards. Without Hatake Kakashi's chakra infusion, Uchiha Kamizuki's fire style instantly overwhelmed Hatake Kakashi's fire style and then continued to attack Hatake Kakashi. Boom. Fire was flying all over the sky, but Hatake Kakashi's figure disappeared, and Uchiha Kamizuki's sight. Haunting. Suddenly, a figure flashing with lightning suddenly fell from the sky, slashing towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Zzz. A flash of lightning suddenly appeared on Uchiha Kamizuki's body. Laugh. The sharp knife light instantly pierced through Uchiha Kamizuki's body, cutting him into several pieces and dissipating into the air. It's actually an afterimage. Hatake Kakashi was taken aback suddenly. He didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki's moving speed was so fast, not losing to himself at all. Moreover, Hatake Kakashi was a little unbelievable to find that the way Uchiha Kamizuki moved was very similar to him. Could it be that he also has Hatake sword skills? How is this possible? Could it be Uchiha Kamizuki also has Hatake sword skills? How is this possible? However, His kind of footwork is so similar to mine. Could it be that this Uchiha Kamizuki can steal my moves while fighting me? Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. Shaking his head quickly, Hatake Kakashi shook off those completely impossible thoughts in his head. Instead, Hatake Kakashi began to focus again, looking around for Uchiha Kamizuki. Hatake Kakashi, your strength is good, but it is still impossible to beat me. The figure of Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly appeared 100 meters away from Hatake Kakashi, looked at Hatake Kakashi with a smile on his face, and said with a smile, "Then let me ease the tension." As soon as the voice fell, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately had a thought, and directly switched to Tayuya's character card, then took out Tayuya's magic flute, and began to play it. Finale Chapter 9 The Realm of Chaos. Buzz. As Uchiha Kamizuki played, circles of translucent air ripples began to envelope Hatake Kakashi. A depressing twilight, played by Uchiha Kamizuki with Tayuya's skills, the effect is particularly shocking. This is an illusion. Just for a moment, Hatake Kakashi felt that his spirit had already appeared a certain degree of trance. Even, the mood of the whole person began to fluctuate involuntarily following the changes of the tune, and some strange, specious illusions would even appear in front of his eyes. No, this sound must be blocked. As Uchiha Kamizuki performed the song more deeply, Hatake Kakashi's mood fluctuated more violently, and some began to lose control of himself. Hatake Kakashi tried to use chakra to block his hearing, but the effect was not particularly good. As a last resort, Hatake Kakashi could only keep away from Uchiha Kamizuki's attack range. Just when Hatake Kakashi was trying to find Uchiha Kamizuki's flaws, Uchiha Kamizuki's song, Twilight, has reached its climax. Some viewers who were relatively close to the duel field, after hearing the song, Twilight, couldn't help but start to be in a trance, and sad scenes of the past involuntarily emerged in their minds. No, you have to interrupt his attack immediately, otherwise, no matter how strong emotions accumulate, even I will be greatly affected. Hatake Kakashi's eyes suddenly focused, and his figure was like lightning, and Uchiha Kamizuki rushed over. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki sneered secretly, and then his body flickered, and he distanced himself from Hatake Kakashi. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's movements, Hatake Kakashi quickly speeded up, trying to get rid of God Uchiha in the fastest time. As soon as Uchiha Kamizuki saw it, Hatake Kakashi chased after him, and immediately began to distance himself from Hatake Kakashi, always keeping a certain distance from Hatake Kakashi, so that Hatake Kakashi could not catch up with him. As a result, a rather funny scene appeared on the entire duel field. The two geniuses of the younger generation in Konoha village actually started running in circles in the duel arena. This guy's speed is not slow, and he can suppress my speed with ninjutsu. It's a bit difficult for me to get close to him now. After running a few laps, Hatake Kakashi was a little embarrassed to find that he couldn't catch up with Uchiha Kamizuki. It's a pity that chakra can't use chakra to transform into a horse, otherwise, let alone Hatake Kakashi, Dodi. A master like Namikaze Minato can't catch up with Lousy. While Uchiha Kamizuki was walking with the flag snake skin, he was thinking about what to do next. Although the current Hatake Kakashi looks miserable, his strength has not been greatly affected. Sure enough, this little skill still can't affect Hatake Kakashi's strength, on the contrary, it will consume a lot of my chakra. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately stopped and looked at Hatake Kakashi, who was quickly chasing after him. Seeing this scene, Hatake Kakashi couldn't help being startled, and immediately put himself on guard, and intuitively told Uchiha Kamizuki that there must be something wrong with such a sudden move. Uchiha Kamizuki, what does it mean to stop suddenly? I'm so used to running. What's wrong Uchiha Kamizuki, why don't you run away? Hatake Kakashi narrowed his eyes slightly, holding the short sword in his hand, approached Uchiha Kamizuki cautiously, and said slightly mockingly. Hehe, what's the matter, Hatake Kakashi, do you feel that you can't run away from me, do you feel uncomfortable? Regarding Hatake Kakashi's ridicule, Uchiha Kamizuki unequivocally responded directly. Uchiha Kamizuki has known for a long time that Hatake Kakashi was very venomous when he was young, and it is really interesting to see him today. It seems that you are ready to admit defeat. Hatake Kakashi's figure fluctuated slightly, and then he jumped out like a cheetah. Hands-on, not pushy, this is Hatake Kakashi's consistent style. Fire style great fireball technique. Seeing Hatake Kakashi rushing over, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't say anything, and came up with a fire style. Lee's flash. Facing the oncoming fireball technique, Hatake Kakashi's eyes suddenly brightened, and a dazzling thunder flashed suddenly. In the next moment, Hatake Kakashi's figure had passed through the end of the fireball. Boom! After Hatake Kakashi passed through the fireball, Uchiha Kamizuki's fireball exploded. This move. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes suddenly, and his expression became serious. Body flicker technique. Uchiha's figure flashed, and in an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki's figure disappeared from Hatake Kakashi's sight. 2 flashes. At the moment when Uchiha Kamizuki disappeared, Hatake Kakashi turned around suddenly, without looking at it, and immediately flicked his wrist, bringing out a burst of brilliant sword light again. 2-wheel Fuma Shuriken. Uchiha Kamizuki switched directly to Uchiha Itachi's character card, instantly threw out a huge crazy shuriken, and threw it at Hatake Kakashi. Clang! The broken blade in Hatake Kakashi's hand was directly on top of the huge demon-sealed shuriken. Crack! In just an instant, the short blade in Hatake Kakashi's hand cut the one in front of him directly, and the crazy shuriken cut it directly. Fire style great fireball technique. When Hatake Kakashi countered with his crazy shuriken, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately formed a seal and immediately cast a fire-style ninjutsu. Earth-style soil wall. At the critical moment, Hatake Kakashi also directly used an earth-style ninjutsu to resist the sudden attack of Uchiha Kamizuki's fire-style ninjutsu. Although Hatake Kakashi was born in a samurai-type ninja family, he is also a samurai-type ninja, but this does not mean that he cannot use ninjutsu. On the contrary, Hatake Kakashi's ninjutsu is better than that of ordinary ninjas of the same level. Grandmaster is much more. It's just that Hatake Kakashi usually focuses his energy on the sword skills of the Hatake family. The figure of Uchiha Kamizuki appeared in front of Tuliubi in an instant. With a flip of his right hand, Uchiha condensed directly, and a Rasengan the size of a basketball blasted towards the dirt wall in front. Rasengan. Boom! The earth flow wall, which had already been attacked by fire-style ninjutsu, immediately burst into pieces after being hit by Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan. 3 flashes. Hatake Kakashi's figure flashed, and a sharp short blade greeted Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan directly. Chi-chi. Crack. Upon contact, Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan directly shattered Hatake Kakashi's short blade, and then imprinted on Hatake Kakashi's body. Boom! Uchiha Kamizuki's blow directly blasted Hatake Kakashi. Boom! The ground burst suddenly, and Hatake Kakashi's figure suddenly jumped out from under the ground, and a sharp kunai stabbed directly at God Uchiha. Boom! Suffering this blow, Uchiha Kamizuki also did the same, suddenly turned into a puff of smoke and dissipated on the spot. And just when Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi, the two of them came and went, the bigwigs in Konoha village on the high platform also caused a heated discussion. This ninjutsu is Uchiha Kamizuki, the A-level ninjutsu created by himself. It seems that the power is not bad. It doesn't matter, the important thing is Uchiha Kamizuki, how many ninjutsu have you used since the beginning of the battle? There are no less than 6 ninjutsu, and there is an A-level ninjutsu among them. That's right, this amount of chakra is indeed far more than the average Chunin ninja of the same level. Indeed, now it seems that the outcome of the battle between Hatake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki is uncertain. Listening to the discussion of a group of bigwigs, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Namikaze Minato couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. On the other side, Udatane Kaharu, Mitokado Homura, and Shimura Danzo had extremely ugly faces. Uchiha Kamizuki's current performance has already earned enough face for Sarutobi Hiruzen. After all, Hatake Kakashi's reputation as the first talent in Konoha has long been raging in Konoha. With Uchiha Kamizuki's amazing performance, even in the end, Uchiha Kamizuki lost this duel. Coupled with Uchiha Kamizuki's talent of the 4 chakra attributes, Namikaze Minato accepts Uchiha Kamizuki as an apprentice, which is already plausible. Shimura Danzo's eyes suddenly turned dark, he was very suspicious of Hatake Kakashi, and he didn't show his true strength. Udatane Kaharu also had a bad look on his face. he also felt that Hotake Kakashi's strength did not match his reputation. AJCB, could it be that people from the Hotake clan have already taken refuge in Hiruzen, and everything before was just pretending to cater to me? Suddenly, Shimura Danzo smelled a strong aura of conspiracy, and he even felt that he might have fallen into the trap designed by Sarutobi Hiruzen early in the morning. Stared at by Shimura Danzo and Udatane Kaharu, two bigwigs in Konoha village, several elders of the Hotake clan were in cold sweat. The conscience of heaven and earth, they really didn't play any tricks. However, under the current situation, it is estimated that no one will believe their big truths. I knew it earlier, I really shouldn't get involved in this matter. Several elders of the Hotake clan looked at each other, but they saw the bitterness in each other's eyes. Clang clang. Hotake Kakashi felt the kunai in his hands, and danced a series of phantoms, knocking away the kunai and senbon that Uchiha Kamizuki flew out. Fire style great fireball technique. Fire style great fireball technique. Once again, Uchiha Kamizuki and Hotake Kakashi, attacking with fire style ninjutsu. As soon as the fire style was closed, Hotake Kakashi flashed again and quickly approached Uchiha Kamizuki. Flash. I saw a brilliant knife light burst out from Hotake Kakashi's hand in an instant, piercing Uchiha Kamizuki's abdomen sharply from bottom to top. At the moment of close contact, Uchiha Kamizuki smelled a strong breath of death in Japan. At that moment, Uchiha Kamizuki understood that Hotake Kakashi's move was a knife that could threaten his life and death. Although, there is a Jonin-level ninja present at the scene, who is strong enough to stop them, and there is a life and death crisis. However, despite knowing this, Uchiha Kamizuki still felt cold sweat in the face of Hotake Kakashi's blow. Only those who face Hotake Kakashi's sword technique can appreciate the powerful oppressive force of Hotake Kakashi's sword. At a critical moment, Uchiha Kamizuki directly activated the skill of the character card of Hotake Kakashi Boy. Hotake's Sword Art Migratory Locust. In an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki directly turned on the lightning-style chakra mode, stimulating the cells of the body, and directly burst out the skills of Hotake Kakashi Boy. Laugh. The same brilliant light erupted from the kunai in Uchiha Kamizuki's hand, and it greeted Hotake Kakashi, who was also rushing like lightning. This move is. As a samurai ninja, Hotake Kakashi noticed Uchiha Kamizuki's temperament very similar to his own almost immediately. How come? This is the sword technique of my Hotake clan. Hotake Kakashi's eyes widened, full of disbelief. Before, Hotake Kakashi discovered that Uchiha Kamizuki's way of moving is very similar to his own family footwork. This time, Uchiha Kamizuki actually directly displayed Hotake's sword skills similar to his own, which did not surprise anyone. Just as Hotake Kakashi was shocked, the attacks of Uchiha Kamizuki and Hotake Kakashi finally collided together. Clang! The two figures crossed each other in an instant. After the blow, Hotake Kakashi hardly paused, turned around and used Hotake's sword technique again. Two flashes. Likewise, Uchiha Kamizuki, almost at the same time, turned around at the same time as Hotake Kakashi, and once again cast another skill of Hotake Kakashi Boy. White Fang White Light Blade. Uchiha Kamizuki seemed to be gliding, with an unusually brilliant knife light, and with the help of the impact force of running at high speed, he once again faced Hotake Kakashi. Ding! Ding! In just a split second, Hotake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki each used kunai to fight each other more than 10 times. Sure enough, Hotake Kakashi's speed and maturity are still higher than mine. After 2 attacks, Uchiha Kamizuki analyzed the advantage of Hotake Kakashi in method. How is it possible? He actually knows the sword skills of the Hotake clan. While Uchiha Kamizuki was analyzing the pros and cons of Hotake Kakashi, Hotake opposite him was equally astonished at the moment. Uchiha Kamizuki actually knows the sword skills of his Hotake clan. Moreover, it happened to be one of Hotake Kakashi's best moves. With the help of super fast speed and powerful explosive power, he expanded the lethality to the maximum in an instant. Under normal circumstances, opponents with slightly weaker strength are basically instant kills when facing their own move. Even if the opponent was able to block his first move, it would be difficult to resist his follow-up, 2 blows that were getting stronger and stronger. Although Hotake Kakashi was shocked, the movements of his hands were not slow, and White Fang's three-stage knife technique was used one after another. 3 flashes. Hatake Kakashi flashed his body and directly fought Uchiha Kamizuki close to him, without giving Uchiha Kamizuki a chance to react. 1 cut. In the face of Hatake Kakashi's continuous attacks, Uchiha Kamizuki was not at all afraid, and the follow-up changes of White Fang's white light blade were displayed directly. Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding. In a series of flanking sounds, Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi, the two of them attacked each other. All of a sudden, swords, lights, fists and shadows staggered past one after another. Seeing that he could not attack for a long time, Hatake Kakashi immediately activated chakra in his body frantically, and displayed a more advanced Hatake sword technique. Countercurrent. The gorgeous knife light changed from 1 to 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, and just in the breath, a stream of knife light was formed, heading towards Fei Zibo Shenzi Cage Schwandi. Double cut. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help himself to stop, so he could only fight head-on. It's more than one move. Hatake Kakashi's pupils constricted. He can now be sure that Uchiha Kamizuki does know the family sword art of the Hatake family. Moreover, through the previous fights, Hatake Kakashi also discovered that Uchiha Kamizuki's sword moves are based on skills. Compared to Hatake Kakashi, who has been taught by Hatake Tsukumo since childhood, this one of Konoha's most powerful swordsmen, he is even better. Even, Hatake Kakashi vaguely felt that Uchiha Kamizuki's sword skills were more concise and perfect than his father Hatake Tsukumo's in terms of the connection of moves. How can this be? Such a scene, not only Hatake Kakashi, but also the many Konoha bosses who were watching the battle in the distance, were shocked too much. From Uchiha Kamizuki's previous performance, they all thought that Uchiha Kamizuki was a ninjutsu ninja. However, looking at Uchiha Kamizuki's current performance, his strength in martial arts is no less than that of Hatake Kakashi, a young genius who has received sword training since he was a child. Tsukumo, what's up with Uchiha Kamizuki's sword skills? Shimura Danzo first glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki below, and then focused on Hatake Tsukumo, sneered. Why, have you accepted Uchiha Kamizuki as a disciple? You even taught him the secret sword technique of the Hatake clan. I didn't expect that the relationship between the One Clan and Yuboi would be so good. I really expected it. As soon as Shimura Danzo said this, the expressions of all the elders of the Hatake clan changed drastically. The relationship between the Uchiha clan and the high-level bosses in Konoha village is known to any powerful clan. As soon as Shimura Danzo said this, they completely put their Hatake clan into the camp of the Uchiha clan. If this really puts the Hatake family into the opposing camp of Konoha, maybe one day they will be treated as traitors and traitors by the high-level officials in Konoha village. 0. Master Danzo, where did you start talking about that? Seeing this scene, an elder of the Hatake clan lost his temper at first, and quickly said. Our Hatake clan has always firmly supported Master Hokage. Is that so? Then, how did Uchiha Kamizuki, you Hatake family, inherit strength skills? Hearing this, Shimura Danzo had a cold joke on his face, showing an evil expression of believing in you, and said in a neutral tone. Also, I see that Uchiha Kamizuki's Hatake sword technique is not ordinary proficiency. Head Hatake, don't tell me that Uchiha Kamizuki learned the secret sword technique of your Hatake clan during the process of fighting Hatake Kakashi. Good. As soon as Shimura Danzo's voice fell, Udatain Kaharu came to support him, pointing the finger at the head of the Hatake clan. If you, the Hatake family, can learn the family sword art just by looking at it, then what kind of family sword art is it? A pair of eyes of Udatain Kaharu stared at the patriarch of the Hatake clan with piercing eyes, revealing a meaningful expression. Originally, after seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's performance, she already felt that this time the plan was bankrupt. However, unexpectedly, Shimura Danzo made a sudden attack, which made her see a turning point in the matter again. For Shimura Danzo's witty performance, Udatain Kaharu said that he would call for Shimura Danzo and firmly support Shimura Danzo. This sentence, how the hell should I answer it? At this moment, the patriarch of the Hatake clan couldn't help but burst into tears, not knowing how to answer the question at all. If he doesn't recognize Udatain Kaharu, then the fact that Uchiha Kamizuki will use the Hitachi clan's sword technique is right in front of everyone's eyes and can't be explained at all. If he admits this one thing, then the result will be more needless to say. At that time, not only Shimura Danzo and others, but even Sarutobi Hiruzen will not easily let them go. For a while, the patriarch of the Hitachi clan only felt that he was in a dilemma. Master third generation, I can assure you that no one in my Hitachi clan has ever privately taught Uchiha Kamizuki, the secret sword technique in my Hitachi clan. At the critical moment, Hitachi Sakumo suddenly opened his mouth, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with fiery eyes, and said in a deep voice, I also ask the Lord third generation to enlighten me. Hearing this, almost everyone present focused their attention on third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this moment, the only person who can truly reverse the current situation is Sarutobi Hiruzen as third Hokage. Well, I believe Shuomo's words. Under everyone's expectant eyes, Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled lightly and said, from the way Uchiha Kamizuki fought before, he should have used some clever ninjutsu to hold Hitachi Kakashi back. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki took these opportunities to observe and imitate Hitachi Kakashi's White Fang style knife technique. Hiruzen, are you kidding me? After listening to Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, Shimura Danzo was the first to question and said with a sneer. Hitachi Sakumo's White Fang style knife technique is a powerful secret technique that the Hitachi family spent nearly 100 years in exploring and summarizing. Now you and I, Uchiha Kamizuki, learned from fighting Hitachi Kakashi in such a short time. Hiruzen, your reason is too far-fetched, I won't believe it. When Udatain Kaharu saw Sarutobi Hiruzen, who stood up to defend the Hitachi clan, he did not forget to brag about Uchiha Kamizuki. He was very upset, and immediately expressed his support for Shimura Danzo, saying, that's right, Sarutobi, I also don't believe that Uchiha Kamizuki can achieve this level in such a short period of time. As soon as the voice fell, Udatain Kaharu also gestured to Mitokado Homura with his eyes, asking him to support himself. Seeing this scene, Mitokado Homura immediately understood, and immediately said, Sarutobi, the reason you said is indeed too far-fetched, it's really hard to believe. After Shimura Danzo, Udatain Kaharu, and Mitokado Homura expressed their opinions one after another, other family patriarchs, large and small, also expressed their opinions one after another. They were either supportive or opposed, and the scene was very lively for a while. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Hiruzen slightly raised his hand to make everyone quiet, and then said, you have misunderstood the meaning of the old man. The old man did not say that Uchiha Kamizuki has completely mastered the secret sword technique of the Hitachi family in a short period of time. After all, such a thing, let alone a child like Uchiha Kamizuki, even an old man doesn't have the ability. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo couldn't help but glanced in surprise, and Sarutobi Hiruzen beside him couldn't help but have some doubts, and then asked, oh, so, Hiruzen, you also agree with me? Shimura Danzo was a little confused, what kind of medicine was sold in Sarutobi Hiruzen's gourd, and why he suddenly started to favor him again. What the old man means is that Bo Kamizuki did not fully master the secret sword skills of the Hitachi family, and within a period of time, he imitated the secret sword skills of the Hitachi family. Several of them it's just a trick. Having said that, Sarutobi Hiruzen paused, pointed to Hitachi Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki who were fighting fast in the duel arena, and said with a smile. Look, the Hitachi swordsmanship used by Uchiha Kamizuki is not only subtle, but also the family swordsmanship of the Hitachi family used by Hitachi Kakashi has obvious differences. Fang. Also, Uchiha Kamizuki's secret sword technique of the Hitachi family has very few moves. There is a clear difference between the Hitachi sword technique in this piece and the Hitachi sword technique used by Hitachi Kakashi in a perfect system. Not only is it very incomplete, but it is often necessary to use other ninjutsu to make up for the gap between moves. From this point, it can be seen that Uchiha Kamizuki only imitated a few strokes of the Hitachi family's family-inherited sword technique, rather than completely mastering the Hitachi family's secret sword technique. In this way, naturally there will be no such thing as the Hitachi family teaching in advance, Uchiha God and the Hitachi family's secret sword skills. Furthermore, every family's secret technique has always been difficult to spread to the outside world, even if the two parties join forces. After all, a family's secret technique is the foundation for them to gain a foothold in Ninja Village, and even the entire ninja world. Finally, Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at the other family patriarchs and elders present, and made a final conclusion, saying, "Therefore, the old man has reason to believe that what Shuo Mao said before is true." Quote. Hearing this, many high-level executives in Konoha village nodded involuntarily, Li Lihao thinking that what Sarutobi Hiruzen said was very reasonable. When everyone was silent, an elder of the Hyuga clan suddenly broke the solemn atmosphere and said, "I really didn't expect that Uchiha Kamizuki's talent is so terrifying that he can copy some of the opponent's moves during the battle with the opponent." After carefully watching the battle between Hitaki Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki, he couldn't help but sigh. That's right, not only that, Uchiha Kamizuki also created a powerful ninjutsu up to A level before. This Uchiha Kamizuki is not only powerful at such a young age, but also has outstanding talent. He is a powerful Sharingan of the Uchiha family's famous poison ninja world. Just after the elder of the Hyuga clan spoke, another elder of the Hyuga clan spoke. Just when everyone was thinking about something, another old man from the Hyuga clan spoke up. The old man has heard before that Uchiha Kamizuki is the most talented young genius of the Uchiha clan in recent years. I am only 6 years old this year, and I have directly started 2 Tomo Sharingan, and I have created a powerful ninjutsu up to A level. This Uchiha Kamizuki is really amazing. Not only is he powerful at such a young age, but he is also extremely talented. It can be said that he has perfectly inherited the Uchiha clan, a powerful blood successor Sharingan who is famous in the ninja world. Speaking of this Hyuga clan looked at him, and couldn't help showing an envious expression. He looked aside and didn't say anything. Uchiha Kana, the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, said with a smile. "I really want to congratulate Chief Shena. There is such a talented boy in the clan. It seems that the glory of the Uchiha clan in the past is about to be revived again." Hearing this, Uchiha Shena's brows couldn't help but tremble, and secretly said, "What a vicious old thing. What was the most glorious time of the Uchiha clan once, when?" There is no doubt that it is time for Uchiha Madara, who once rivaled the god of ninja, and with Senju Hashirama, to end the Sengoku era. However, after creating Konoha, Uchiha Madara finally betrayed Konoha village and indirectly killed Senju Hashirama, the former ninja god. When the old guy from the Hyuga clan said this, he was clearly telling the other family forces in Konoha village. Among the Uchiha clan, there will be another character like Uchiha Madara, reappearing the glory of the Uchiha clan once again. You know, in the current Konoha village, there is no Senju Hashirama, such a ninja god. When the time comes, how will they deal with a terrifying powerhouse who may have the same strength as Uchiha Madara? Should they choose to surrender, or should they choose death rather than submission? Sure enough, quite a few power holders of big and small families in Konoha village heard the implication of this elder of the Hyuga clan, and their complexions suddenly became ugly. One by one, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at those in the duel field, AJFE, who was fighting Hitaki Kakashi, and there was a hint of murderous intent in Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes. In their view, the current Uchiha Kamizuki has preliminarily qualified to threaten the stable balance in the current Konoha village. And all of this is precisely what they can't tolerate the most. Because they are already used to their current position, and they can no longer tolerate a powerful existence over their heads. Then, if you want to get rid of the fate of being enslaved, the best way is naturally, before the people of the Uchiha clan have fully formed a general trend, they completely get rid of them. Hehe, Elder Yuan is congratulating the wrong person. Seeing all the people in Konoha village, big and small family forces, more or less Rear Admiral with eyes full of hostility, concentrated on him. Uchiha Kana smiled lightly and said, "Although Kamizuki is a descendant of my Uchiha clan, he is now a disciple of Minato. And Minato is a disciple of Master Jiraiya, and at the same time Jiraiya is a disciple of the 3rd generation celestial being. Therefore, I think it should be more worthy. The person who is congratulated is Lord 3rd generation. And I believe that in the future, Kamizuki will be the same as Jiraiya-sama, the true heir of the will of fire in the village, and unswervingly support Hokage-sama." Uchiha Kana the old fox. In just an instant, Sarutobi Hiruzen cursed in his heart. Uchiha Kana, this old guy, actually pointed the finger at him directly. And just when Sarutobi Hiruzen sensed Uchiha Kana's intentions. What an old fox. All the other people in Konoha village, big and small families in power, and even Shimura Danzo could not help cursing Sarutobi Hiruzen as an old fox. It turns out that the final winner of life is here. Hehe. As expected of an old fox who can secure the position of Hokage, he is really insidious enough. At this moment, everyone suddenly realized. No wonder Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly played this move, letting Namikaze Minato take Uchiha Kamizuki as his apprentice. It turned out that Sarutobi Hiruzen, an old fox, had already seen the crux of this point and did it on purpose. He went straight ahead of everyone else and tied Uchiha Kamizuki to his own chariot. Although, the current power of Sarutobi Hiruzen is still the strongest power in Konoha village on the bright side. However, if their big and small family forces join forces, they can still make Sarutobi Hiruzen have some concerns, and their attitude towards them will not be too tough. But now, Sarutobi Hiruzen has mastered Uchiha Kamizuki, a future killer. The result is different. After Uchiha Kamizuki grows up, he will become a guillotine hanging over their heads. If they dare not accept, Sarutobi Hiruzen will stop talking about sympathy, and directly ask Uchiha Kamizuki to come out and kill until they are willing to accept. Just a little bit, and Uchiha Kamizuki will be the sharpest knife in my hand. Among the crowd, Shimura Danzo, who was belatedly aware of it, couldn't help but twitch slightly and squeezed his fists hard. He couldn't help feeling now that Sarutobi Hiruzen promised him that Uchiha Kamizuki would report to his roots after the graduation exam, which was completely stabilizing him. What's ridiculous is that he, Shimura Danzo, actually believed it in a foolish way. In fact, he was being played as a fool by Sarutobi Hiruzen from the beginning to the end. Very good. After Shimura Danzo forcibly suppressed the anger in his heart, he once again focused his attention on Uchiha Kamizuki, who was fighting Hatake Kakashi in the duel arena. Since you can't be used by me, then there is no value left. Shimura Danzo was in no mood to pay attention to this duel at this time. What happened to the final outcome? Because he has already decided that he will completely solve this hidden danger in the future before Uchiha Kamizuki really grows up. Uchiha Kamizuki, your Sharingan. I'll take it. One eye narrowed slightly, Shimura Danzo thought in his mind. Since you can't be used by me, there's no need to keep you. One-eyed and slightly narrowed, Shimura Danzo looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was fighting Hatake Kakashi in the duel arena. A cold arc emerged from the corner of his mouth. Uchiha Kamizuki, your Sharingan. I'll take it without hesitation. Just when the killing intent in Shimura Danzo's heart reached its peak, the battle between Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi in the duel field also reached its final moment. Call. Hatake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki, the two of them were staring at each other, their chests rising and falling. Hatake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki have exhausted both physical strength and chakra after a series of high-intensity battles. Hehe, I really didn't expect, Hatake Kakashi, you can fight me to this extent. Uchiha Kamizuki stood up slowly and looked at Hatake Kakashi opposite, with a look of surprise on his face. Uchiha Kamizuki told the truth, he really didn't expect that Hatake Kakashi could fight him with so many character cards to this point. This guy. Hatake Kakashi looked at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was speaking wildly, and felt that he was not well. In other words, such a pretentious sentence should be said by a stronger person like him. Why is this guy Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly robbed? Uchiha Kamizuki, your strength is indeed beyond my expectations. Trying to calm down his breath, Hatake Kakashi began to calm down his breath, and then said slowly. However, today's winner will only be me, Hatake Kakashi. That's right, let's decide the outcome with one move. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Hatake Kakashi on the opposite side, suddenly laughed and said. Hatake Kakashi, you are really honored today, because you are the first person who can see my real trick. What? Another trick? Hearing this, Hatake Kakashi was shocked immediately, and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki in disbelief. His eyes flashed with horror. This guy actually has chakra to perform ninjutsu. Hatake Kakashi originally thought that Uchiha Kamizuki, like him, had no chakra. In this way, he can also rely on his advantage as a samurai-type ninja to suppress Uchiha Kamizuki with his strong physical strength and win this duel. However, according to the meaning of Uchiha Kamizuki's words, this guy actually still has the means to turn the tables, so he will be in trouble. Impossible. Logically speaking, Uchiha Kamizuki's chakra is not as good as mine. Plus, this guy used more ninjutsu than me before, chakra should have been exhausted long ago. You know, even I don't have chakra to support me to release ninjutsu. How can this guy still be able to use ninjutsu? Thinking of this, Hotake Kakashi couldn't help showing a sneer at the corner of his mouth, and secretly slandered. This guy is bombing me, trying to break my self-confidence at this critical moment. Yes, writing is like this. Ha ha. While Hotake Kakashi was analyzing the situation on the field, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly found him, and he continued. Hotake Kakashi, you must think that I'm lying to you and want to take this opportunity to disturb your mood, right? It's a pity, you are wrong, you don't understand the gap between me and you, the real strength. Haven't you figured it out, Hotake Kakashi? I'm from the Uchiha clan, and I haven't used the power of the Sharingan until now. Hearing this, Hotake Kakashi couldn't help being shocked. Before, he really forgot about Uchiha Kamizuki. Up to now, he has not even used the Sharingan of Uchiha clan's blood succession boundary. Could it be, he has been hiding his strength, so am I not Uchiha Kamizuki's opponent? Thinking of this, Hotake Kakashi couldn't help doubting his own strength, and the powerful momentum on his body was immediately vented. It's now, Uchiha Kamizuki, who has been staring at Hotake Kakashi, sensed the change in Hotake Kakashi's mentality, and his eyes suddenly flashed. Sharingan. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki's two-tomo Sharingan opened suddenly, directly locking onto Hotake Kakashi, who was not far away. Not good. The moment Uchiha Kamizuki locked onto Hotake Kakashi with Sharingan, Hotake Kakashi woke up with a start. At this moment, Hotake already knew that he had fallen into the language trap of Uchiha Kamizuki, and had doubts about his own strength. In this way, Uchiha Kamizuki will definitely have an opportunity to take advantage of. No, I have to distance myself from Uchiha Kamizuki now. Only in this way, I can give myself a chance to breathe while dodging Uchiha Kamizuki's attack. In just an instant, Hotake Kakashi worked out his next series of battle plans. At the same time, Hotake Kakashi already had a flash and began to retreat backwards. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly smiled. He was waiting for this opportunity now. Ziwu Shen Wu Mao. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki formed a mudra with both hands, and it bloomed like a lotus flower. At the same time, a large number of thunder attribute chakra began to gather on Uchiha Kamizuki's right hand, making a sound like 1,000 birds singing together. ZZZZ. A large number of blue and white lightning will Uchiha Kamizuki's figure. Lightning style Chidori. Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly turned into a blue-white bolt of lightning, rushing towards Hotake Kakashi, who was on guard and retreating, at a speed invisible to the naked eye. Not good. Seeing this scene, Hotake Kakashi bulged his eyes and let out a scream. He was already on the move, so it was extremely difficult to stop or change direction. But Uchiha Kamizuki's attack was as fast as lightning, so he couldn't dodge it even if he wanted to. It's over, I'm over. In Hotake Kakashi's mind, this thought only had time to flash, and Uchiha Kamizuki, whose whole body was flashing with lightning, had already come in front of him. At the same time, a flashing right hand stretched towards his shoulder. This guy is actually real, and he can even use ninjutsu. In Hotake Kakashi's mind, this thought only had time to flash, and Uchiha Kamizuki, whose whole body was flashing with lightning, had already come in front of him. At the same time, a flashing right hand stretched towards his shoulder. ZZZZZ. In the blue-white light, a powerful electric current spread out, and before it touched Hotake Kakashi's body, Hotake Kakashi was so stimulated that his whole body went numb, and he couldn't move at all. It's over, I actually lost. At this moment, Hotake Kakashi completely lost the power to resist, and waited for the final result resignedly. Earth-style earth flow wall. In the nick of time, a thick earthen wall suddenly rose in front of Hotake Kakashi, blocking Uchiha Kamizuki's attack route. Uchiha Kamizuki, who had been unable to change direction, bombarded the earth wall without fancy. Boom! Amidst the loud explosion, Uchiha Kamizuki's Chidori directly pierced through the entire mud flow wall, attacking Hatake Kakashi's shoulder behind him with an unstoppable force. Laugh! Amidst the blood splatter, Uchiha Kamizuki carried Hatake Kakashi with a strong inertia, and took Hatake Kakashi out for a distance of more than 10 meters before slowly stopping. What? Jonin, who used the earth flow wall before and wanted to save the field, couldn't help but widen his eyes when he saw this scene, full of horror. It never occurred to him that the earth-style ninjutsu performed by himself could not resist the ninjutsu performed by Uchiha Kamizuki, a genin. Kakashi. On the high platform, Hatake Tsukumo saw Hatake Kakashi and was directly hit by Uchiha Kamizuki, and immediately became anxious, and hurriedly said to 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Master 3rd generation, I surrender instead of Kakashi. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Hiruzen could also understand Hatake Tsukumo's mood, and immediately announced. I declare that the winner of this duel is Uchiha Kamizuki. 1. After Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice fell, Hatake Tsukumo was directly body flicker technique and disappeared in place. And when Hatake Tsukumo appeared again, he had already arrived in the duel field. Hatake Tsukumo didn't speak, he picked up Hatake Kakashi, who was bleeding profusely on the ground, disappeared from the scene with a body flicker technique, and went straight to Konoha Hospital. Kamizuki, how are you doing? Just after Hatake Tsukumo appeared, Namikaze Minato also appeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki and said with concern. I'll take you to Konoha Hospital. I didn't. Uchiha Kamizuki opened his eyes with great difficulty, and after glancing at Namikaze Minato, before he could finish his sentence, his eyes went dark and he fell into a coma. Seeing this scene, Namikaze Minato directly picked up Uchiha Kamizuki, who was on the ground, also used the body flicker technique, and disappeared into the duel field with Uchiha Kamizuki. But after Uchiha Kamizuki and Hatake Kakashi both left the duel arena, the bigwigs in Konoha village did not leave in a hurry. All of them were still in shock. Uchiha Kamizuki. This Uchiha Kamizuki actually used another A-level ninjutsu that I have never seen before. I have heard for a long time that this Uchiha Kamizuki is a ninjutsu genius. I did not expect to create 2 advanced ninjutsu up to A-level within 2 consecutive months. It's really unbelievable. Once such a genius grows up, I'm afraid he will be at least a Sannin-level powerhouse. All the bigwigs in Konoha village couldn't help discussing. Before, although there were also rumors that Uchiha Kamizuki, together with Namikaze Minato, created an A-level ninjutsu Rasengan. However, they simply don't believe that a 6-year-old child can create ninjutsu. In their view, 99% of the credit for the creation of Rasengan, an A-level ninjutsu, is attributed to Namikaze Minato. However, this time Uchiha Kamizuki's lightning-style Chidori was done independently. After all, Namikaze Minato is not good at lightning-style ninjutsu, and it is really limited to help Uchiha Kamizuki. The kid Uchiha Kamizuki really gave me too many surprises. Sarutobi Hiruzen listened to the discussions of other Konoha executives, and couldn't help but think back to Uchiha Kamizuki. His recent performance has indeed done things that too many people can't do. No matter what the critical situation is, he can seize the slightest chance and win the final victory. Uchiha God is indeed a true genius. In the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded, and became more determined in his heart, to train Uchiha Kamizuki to be the inheritor of the Will of Fire, so as to protect the village in the future. In this way, a group of bigwigs in Konoha village left the duel field with their own concerns. Outside of Konoha village, in the settlement of the Uchiha clan. Tenazumi-sama, are we really going to sacrifice Uchiha Kamizuki to preserve Uchiha Shisui? As soon as he returned to the clan land, Uchiha Fugaku approached Uchiha Tianquan and said regretfully. You must have seen that Uchiha Kamizuki's potential is too great, and he will definitely be a generation of strong people in the future. Fugaku believes that it is a great loss to our Uchiha family to abandon such a young genius like this. Hearing this, Uchiha Tianquan couldn't help falling into silence. As Uchiha Fugaku said, Uchiha Kamizuki's talent is too strong, and he will surely grow into a towering tree that will shade the Uchiha family in the future. However, How is it possible for such a young genius, the high-level people in Konoha village, to let Uchiha Kamizuki go, and Uchiha Kamizuki grow up? Alas, in the current situation, someone must come out and divert the attention of the high-level people in Konoha village for us. After a long silence, Uchiha Tianquan sighed, and then said, Wang Chenjiao, now the matter is a foregone conclusion. All we can do is to find ways to contact Uchiha Kamizuki and see what kind of attitude he has towards us. It would be the best if Uchiha Kamizuki is willing to enter the upper echelons of Konoha village and spy on the information of the upper echelons of Konoha village for my Uchiha clan. However, if Uchiha Kamizuki is obsessed with obsession and is unwilling to become a spy among the high-level officials who broke into Konoha village for my Uchiha clan. Speaking of this, Uchiha Tianquan's voice paused, and he looked at Uchiha Fugaku with a serious face, and said in a cold voice. What to do next? You get it, Fugaku. If Uchiha Kamizuki is really obsessed and unwilling to be used by my Uchiha clan and become a spy among the high-level officials who broke into Konoha village. Speaking of this, Uchiha Tianquan's voice paused, and he looked at Uchiha Fugaku with a serious face, and said in a cold voice. If Uchiha Kamizuki is not willing, then in order to prevent him from becoming a guillotine hanging over the head of my Uchiha clan in the future, I may be ready to take back his Sharingan. What to do next, you understand, Fugaku? I see. Facing Uchiha Tianquan's burning eyes, Uchiha Fugaku finally couldn't help it, and lowered his head weakly. Well, everything must be in the interests of the entire Uchiha clan. Fugaku, I hope you will understand this as soon as possible. Uchiha Tianquan glanced at Uchiha Fugaku with a troubled face. Uchiha Tianquan patted Uchiha Fugaku's shoulder earnestly, and said. After all, you will be the next head of the Uchiha clan. Fugaku got it. After a long time, Uchiha Fugaku raised his head, but the tangled look on his face had disappeared, replaced by an indifference like Uchiha Tianquan, and said. Then Fugaku will go to Konoha Hospital and test Uchiha Kamizuki's attitude. Remember, don't leave any handles for outsiders. Uchiha Tianquan nodded in satisfaction after seeing Uchiha Fugaku's transformation, and then said. You can go down now. Yes, because of people. Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku saluted Uchiha Tianquan respectfully, bowed and left the room. Hehe. It seems that whether it is the high-level people in Konoha village or the Uchiha clan, they are all rotten. After leaving the room, Uchiha Fugaku squeezed his fist, took another deep breath, then slowly raised his head, and said to himself. When I become the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, I will definitely change this situation, definitely. But when Uchiha Fugaku rushed to Konoha Hospital, Uchiha Kamizuki was already awake. Opening his eyes, Uchiha Kamizuki saw familiar faces. Are you awake, Kamizuki? The first to speak was Namikaze Minato. After he glanced at the situation of Uchiha Kamizuki, he immediately said to a big blonde beauty beside him. Thank you Tsunade-sama. You don't need to thank me, the main thing is that this Uchiha clan kid has a strong enough physique, even if he doesn't need to make a move, he will heal himself after a while at his own expense. Senju Tsunade glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki lying on the hospital bed, and continued. However, compared to this guy, that Hitaki Kakashi is even worse. It won't be able to recover in less than half a month. Having said that, Senju Tsunade smiled maliciously at Uchiha Kamizuki before continuing. You kid, you are really dark enough. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help showing a helpless expression, and explained embarrassingly. That, Master Tsunade misunderstood, and I didn't mean it either. It's just that I just developed that technique. I really don't have a good grasp of the power of ninjutsu. My mistake is purely a mistake. Regarding Yuyu's explanation, Senju Tsunade showed an evil expression that I believe you, and said coldly. Dangerous ninjutsu that I can't master well, yet I dare to take it out at will and use it on my former AJCH classmates. Hehe, it seems that your heart is darker than your hair. Quote. Being scorned by Senju Tsunade, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel bored, rolled his eyes up slightly, and at the same time couldn't help but secretly slandered. Senju Tsunade's provocative strength is far stronger than her milk volume. I really didn't expect that you would be like Senju Tsunade. Okay, I'll go first if it's okay. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki's face was rosy and his blood was getting stronger, Senju Tsunade immediately walked out of the ward. Kamizuki, if you're okay, I'll report back to Hokage-sama first. After seeing Senju Tsunade leave, Namikaze Minato immediately smiled at Uchiha Kamizuki and said with a smile. Master Hokage is very concerned about your situation. Then you go, Minato-sensei. Uchiha Kamizuki also smiled back at Namikaze Minato, showing an understanding expression, and said. I've got nothing to do. Then you should pay attention to rest, I will go first. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato smiled at Uchiha Kamizuki, then turned and left Uchiha Kamizuki's ward. After the two adults left, a group of brats gathered around and started chattering. Haha, cousin Kamizuki. Uchiha Obito was very proud, patted Uchiha Kamizuki on the shoulder on the hospital bed, and said with a smile on his face. To be honest, as a cousin, I am very satisfied with your performance this time. Because Nohara Lin admires Hatake Kakashi, Uchiha Obito has always positioned Hatake Kakashi as a love rival. This time Uchiha Kamizuki defeated Hatake Kakashi, shattering Hatake Kakashi's aura of genius. In this way, Nohara Lin will no longer admire Hatake Kakashi so much. Such a situation is naturally what Uchiha Obito wants to see the most. Therefore, this sentence of Uchiha Obito really comes from the heart. Well enough. Uchiha Kamizuki did nod. Uchiha Obito is so big-hearted, he is a little worried now, he is too talented, and some people will secretly target him. However, Uchiha Kamizuki can't help it. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen wouldn't have gone to great lengths to keep him if he wasn't talented enough. Extreme things will be reversed. It seems that I have to keep a low profile recently and grasp the scale well. Uchiha Kamizuki pinched the center of his brows with some headaches, thinking in his heart. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.